And
That's not awkward.
what?
What?
Oh wait, that's the wrong one. There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, ugh. Look at that. I hate that.
I was just constantly looking over your shoulder.
I know. Oh, now it has lagged out oh my god, it almost lagged out of existence. That is horrifying. Ugh.
Move myself over here a little bit. There.
I gotta like. Yeah.
All right, I make out.
Oh god. All right. So it's been a little while since we played. It's been another month. So actually it's been a little longer than that because it's been about a month and a half since we have played.
That's not how the
time we'll play will be December, the night before Christmas.
I know, really. But I think with that, it is very appropriate to do a quick recap. So, last session, you guys arrived in Bryn Shander. You had traveled to Bryn Shander from Termaline. Once you arrived, you were on the north side of the town, and you met a little bit of a delay in getting into the town, where from there you found out that a group of troublemakers and hoodlums, or, somebody, who you eventually found out were at least associated with, to some degree, with the town speaker of Targos, Nerith Maxildanar.
Fuck that guy.
They had arrived, they had all arrived at basically the same time and were looking to get into the town, and that caused a big issue because they started causing a bunch of chaos. So because of that, there is now kind of a waiting period before you get into town at the gates, making sure that it's not the same thing. But once you were inside, you started looking around and realized the chaos that they had wrought. There was damage to a lot of buildings. There were smashed windows, broken doors. Businesses had been broken into. Products were missing. And just overall causing chaos. Smith and Wu and Ravenchuck went down to the Black Iron Blades to speak with Garn, who is the blacksmith there. It was there that you found out from him that the troublemakers had broken his forge, so he was not going to be able to do much work there in the meantime. You also talked to his sister, Elza, about selling some of Wu's goods. It was also brought up that Ravenchuck might be able to help him repair his forge with the help of Copper, who was over at the House of the Morning Lord, which is where Urard had gone to. Urard had gone over to the House of the Morning Lord to speak with Mashan as well as Copper. He saw as well there was, various amounts of chaos and kind of mayhem that direction as well, and that the House of the Morning Lord was being used as kind of like a refugee center, a place for people to come and get warmth and have some food and whatnot, that Mashan was helping those people out. Urard went up to speak with Copper and explained what happened to his old pal. I definitely know his name. Macradius. He went in to explain what happened with Macradius up at the Black Cabin, where the group found out that Macradius had died in an attempt to create the Summer Star. But while Copper was very upset about this, he was clearly very upset about this. Urard tried explaining that the Summer Star did work and that there was at least an effort to retain some of the to retain some of the blueprints for it. So with that, he did ask if there was ever a point that you guys headed back up to the Black Cabin to see if you could get those blueprints so that he could continue to try working on them. It was around that time, though, that Groff had gone over to the north. That's you. Had gone over to the North Look to have a drink, relax a bit. And while there, you were speaking to the owner, Scramsax, who you could see the chaos and damage that was done to his building. And he explained that when this group had arrived, whenever these people had shown up, they were in the process of them causing all of this damage and all of this chaos, that they actually stole Old Bitey. Now, this did not sit well with him, with Scramsax, so he actually offered the opportunity to Groff, if there was a chance that he was able to recover it at any point, he would permanently give him the ring that was apparently jammed inside the throat of Old Bitey for all these years, which was a Ring of the Ram. When the three, Smith, Wu, and Ravenchuck, were done at the Black Iron Blades, Smith and Ravenchuck went over to the House of the Morning Lord, and they met up with Gerard. Groff, also with the aided by Beefchuck, because Ravenchuck had Beefchuck head with Groff. They were speaking with Scramsax, and Scramsax basically explained that there was some issue with some goblins down on the 10 trail to the south of town, and that the town master was looking for somebody to handle that, and to go and speak with town speaker Devyzed. So Groff and Beefchuck started heading around town. Wu went over to the North Look and was going to speak with Hlyn Trollbane, who is there, who is his bounty hunter contact. And he was able to speak with her and show that he had taken care of Cephik Caltro, the blue-eyed man that you guys were, in the very first session, tasked with killing. Once he explained that, he asked if there was any other contract. She also paid him the 100 gold that was owed to him for that. And then she explained 150. There we go. She explained that there was another contract, another bounty that had been placed, which was for the head of a gnoll who is somewhere down in, or who had attacked some people in East Haven, and they had been tracked a little bit farther south from there, in a valley known as the Cackling Chasm.
Yeah.
So, and that was paying 400 gold for the head of the leader of those gnolls. Wu also got back Gerard's ivory bird, silver raven, sorry. But also during this time, Smith, Ravenchuck, and Gerard were over still at the House of the Morning Lord, speaking with Copper, and we're talking about the exploding seeds that they got up in Termaline, up in Lonelywood, and we're trying to get him to work on making a different version of that could maybe have poisonous effects or fire effects. So that was something that was going to be worked on. After that, the group headed out. Copper and Ravenchuck were going to go over and try and fix Garn's forge, which they were able to do through their magical capabilities. They were able to get that back into working order. Smith and Gerard went over to a shop that Smith breathed into existence by when I said, "Are you going anywhere else?" And I said, "Is there anywhere else you want to go?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Where do you want to go?" And he said, "Yes." So you went to the eye shop that was called E-Yes, which sells goggles and glasses of various kinds. And Smith was able to pick up a pair of goggles of night, so he now has dark vision out to 60 feet.
Yay.
So, eventually the group all gathered back together in the center of town as Smith and Urard headed over there to meet up with Copper and Ravenchuck. Wu had just come out of the North Look after speaking with Hlyn, and Groff had wandered back into the center of town, explaining that he was trying to look for the town hall, which was just to the south of the main central area. So that was the point where you guys went down there, and you met town speaker Devyzed for the first time, and you also met her counterpart. Where is it? There it is. Sheriff Markham Southwell. You guys went into the town hall where, again, there was just a bunch of people there. They, very much in the same regard, they seemed very, very displaced. There was a lot of people in there, mostly with just, like, basic belongings, blankets, and pillows. Some of their collective attire and gear. And them just essentially trying to stay warm because their house at the moment is not reasonable enough to, or is damaged beyond being able to stay in it. By the way, I have it here. This is Devyzed. That is the town speaker, and I believe I also have a picture of. I believe I also have a picture of. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, there he is. Sheriff Markham Southwell.
Yeah. He looks like that one dude. I can't remember his name of.
I don't know. But that is the town speaker and the sheriff.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay. You all good?
Yeah, I just need to go do something real quick.
Okay. So yeah,
I'm
Of existence.
still, yeah, I'm highly disturbed by his camera still being there.
me too. This it's
Yeah,
very weird. It's very weird to me.
I don't know which Lucas to watch, so it's hard.
I don't blame you for either. You know, it's wait, I might be able to mess with it. Hold on. That's even worse. Oh wait, hold on. No, that's not really doing anything extra.
Oh, y'all have all these cool things for y'all's background. I'm over here not even having a camera.
Dude, I mean, I don't have I really don't have anything like I don't ever put anything on mine. Like I could have I just don't
On a
because
stormy
it's
night.
yeah, it's just easier.
Hey,
not
how
to.
much longer till my beef jerky's done?
Your till your jerky is done, the Yeti meat?
Yeah, my
I'm
mixed
a-
meat.
Another 4 days.
Oh,
I'm gonna be real
okay.
honest with you, Lucas.
Yeah.
I don't remember 90% of everything you just said. I remember the alchemist fire and the blacksmith shop, and that was it.
Yep. So that was
Broke
hey, there
as
we go.
shit.
Yeah, that was definitely something that that was discussed. Was the Copper was going to work on making a exploding seed that would have a fiery effect to it, and also on top of that, possibly trying to do it in acid or poison as well.
Lucas, it messed with his camera when you put that one on.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's probably looking for a face. So if I do that, yeah.
just,
wait,
just
hold
leave
on.
the camera. Just
Hold
leave
on
the
there.
camera.
Oh wait, yeah, just. Oh yeah, no, because it's gonna try and track my face.
Yeah.
So it's like I can just have that fade in and out. Oh my god, That's so weird.
I came up with an idea, and it may already be able, like, it may already be in my Steel Defender, but
Mm-hmm.
can I take like orbs or gems or something and like enchant them type deal and put it on my Steel Defender's eyes, and so like I could send him to like scout ahead and like see through the eyes type deal.
Wait, say this again. So you want to... God damn it, Justin. So you want to... You want to be able to see through the gemstones and have your Steel Defender have them embedded on him?
Yeah, so like he could like sneak ahead of me type deal, or sneak ahead of the group maybe, and like I could focus and like see through his eyes. But I don't know how well that would work.
So I don't think you would be able to do something like that. That is more aligned with Find Familiar. The Find Familiar spell would allow you to create a familiar, a creature that you could then see through the eyes of for a certain period of time. What you're more leaning towards with being able to see through something, that would be more scrying, which is not available to artificers. It's also a 5th level spell. Now, that I don't think you can see through the eyes of a homunculus servant, because that would be the only other thing that I could think of that you would be able to do. As an artificer, you could create a homunculus servant and have it be out there, but you wouldn't be able to see through it. So what I would say is, if you wanted to do something like that, you would almost have to do like somehow get access to scrying. Because that's
Right.
kind of the only way to see. Well, I can't think of what the one spell is. It's like there's a spell that you create like an invisible orb. Invisible orb.
Alright. What about this for my Steel Defender? Is there a way I could put a trying to think what they're called. I can't think of the words. I'm gonna say it this way, like an automatic crossbow type deal. Where he can do
No.
long range. No? Okay.
Only because so the only thing that you would be able to have him do is the Force Empowered Rend. And that's basically just him attacking a creature. If you would essentially have to have you would have had to have gone with a different artificer subclass in order to do what you're thinking of. Because it's actually kind of what Jared did with an artificer that he played named Jack. There is an artillerist artificer where at 3rd level you get to make an eldritch cannon, and you can do a force ballista on that. And if you have a homunculus servant, you can hook that eldritch cannon onto your homunculus servant and have that thing floating around shooting and stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I think this is probably still a no. What if I just attach a crossbow to him and have what's his name? Dude with all the Pokemon.
Jared, you're Rard.
Yeah, get on the crossbow and shoot the crossbow.
Are you talking about a heavy crossbow?
No, like a light one.
Your mic's getting a little fuzzy there. I mean, that would be up to him. I mean, getting your Rard a light crossbow to shoot would then just limit.
No. Like, I mounted onto my Still Defender, and his Pokemons hop up there to shoot.
Oh. That's not impossible.
I think arguably the only one that would probably be able to is Neoguri.
I would say depending on how you wanted to do it, your flying snake could technically wrap its tail around the trigger and pull that. I would allow that. I would allow Marcus to do the same thing, and the Yeti Tyke could also pull it. Now, being that they don't have, like, I would say that the Yeti Tyke would at least be able to, like, aim it better. I would say any one of them would have, would not have proficiency in using the thing, because they would essentially be, like, swiveling it to shoot on the back of Beef Chuck. But if Neogiri was doing it, he would be using his own actions. So, that would limit. That would at least
basically any spells I cast, I would then just be casting myself, and he wouldn't be able to do much from there.
Yeah, because he would basically just be using his to pull the trigger.
Oh, I was just trying to find ways to do more damage.
Yeah, because Neogiri could do it. He actually has that. He actually has an ability called Ranger Professional, where he has a +2 to ranged attack rolls. I would allow that. I would allow it where Neogiri could essentially mount Beef Chuck and then, shoot the crossbow. Now, considering the crossbow would then be based off of his dexterity, it's a +2 to hit, and it would deal 1d8 +2 damage. So, I mean, that's up to you guys. I would say that would be about the limit that you could do it. And it would be, one attack per round that he would be able to do that. So, but I think the one thing though that I would probably have to do would be that Gerard would have to use his bonus action to command Neogiri to do that. Because normally Gerard is channeling his magical energies through Neogiri. To command Neogiri to do something is going to require Gerard to channel his own magical energies through himself. So I would say if you wanted to do that, it's going to require a bonus action from Gerard to command Neogiri to do that. Kind of like a beast companion in a sense. So, but that is up to you guys if you want to discuss that at some point in game. But yes, the very last thing that we that we left off on, like I said, you guys spoke with Speaker Duvessa Shane and Sheriff Markham Southwell down at the town hall. You spoke with them. They explained to you about the situation with the chaos makers, the troublemakers, those people that came in and basically attacked the town, having some connection to Targos. You guys gave them the information you had about Townmaster Nerith, and at that point she asked if you guys would be willing to deal with the situation with the goblins, how they received a letter offering a peace treaty between 10 towns and the goblins, while she wants that peace treaty possibly, seen to fruition. The sheriff would prefer the head of the goblin in charge of all this to put an end to everything. So that is where we are going to pick up. Basically, you guys agreed to take on this mission to head down to a location known as Karkaloke, which is to the far southwest of Bryn Shander. The name Karkaloke, Ravenchuck was able to discern that meant home in Goblin, which did kind of stand out to him a bit because it was he found it kind of weird that that a Goblin settlement would be would have a Gnomish name to it. So yeah, that's where we're gonna be picking up. Oh, she also explained that that part of the deal for going down and dealing with these goblins is that she procured axe beaks for each of you over at the stables, and that part of the deal is that if you guys are able to if you're able to use the axe beaks to get down and back, then you would get the full amount of 300 gold, but should any one of the axe beaks perish, the value of the axe beak will be taken out of the out of your funding because it has to be paid to the owner of the stables. So yeah, that is where you guys will have free action. You're still at the town hall, still before the town speaker and the sheriff. And in game, it is currently about 6 o'clock at night.
But we could rest up and go after the goblins because they didn't say that we have to go out now, right?
No, yeah. You guys would need a long rest after traveling from Termaline down to here.
Yeah.
Do that and go kill some goblins.
Yeah.
It's one of Lucas's favorite things to do.
Right.
Goblin Slayer.
I love Goblin Slayer.
You suck on that lollipop, boy.
Shut up. It's so weird seeing my face twice. I don't like it.
I mean, I'm fine with long resting, except I will BRB. I have to use the bathroom, and I'm got to make sure that I added that to my notes of animals I can summon because I want to summon an axe beak. I
mean,
did.
You don't have the axe beaks right now.
Correct, but all I have to do is see it, and then I can go ahead and use it for conjure animals.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go to the North Look because we get free room and board here. All right.
That's probably where I would go.
So yeah, as you guys are discussing this, Duvessa, she kind of looks at all of you and she says, "Well, God damn it, Justin, will you fucking stop it? It's so fucking obnoxious."
Can't stop, won't stop.
Oh my god. She goes, she kind of like looks at all of you and she says, well, yes, you are free to rest up. I don't expect you to go out right now that you have only just arrived a little bit ago, I believe. Plus, I have to prepare for tonight's events. So, yes.
Events are going on tonight.
Well, if you were not aware, it is the second night of the new moon, which means this evening is the lottery. So
that was last night. Nobody won.
Shut up.
How you haven't kicked me out of this group yet? I really don't know.
I want to turn on. I want to force close your camera right now because it's fucking getting on my nerves.
I'll get rid of him.
But she like I said, she looks at she kind of like looks at all of you with this bit of a forlorn appearance, and she goes yes, it is the night of the lottery, which means that I must prepare for that. We must go out and draw a name. It is a bit of a sour evening, to say.
Remind me why you have to draw a name?
Are you asking me or are you asking her?
Her.
She looks at you and she says, well, after the Frostmaiden started making her nightly rides and bathing us in her dark, frozen prison, a pair of druids arrived in town proclaiming that sacrifices could be made to fend off the wants and wiles of the Frostmaiden. Each one of the towns partakes in this, and this is information that, for the most part, you guys know. And she says, but out here, we, on the evening of the new moon, we do a lottery, and somebody is sent out to be sacrificed to Arl to stave off the creatures of her bidding. The townsfolk are united in this effort, as much as I may dismay about it. It is their will.
And what happens if you don't participate?
Well, there's not a... It is anybody of 18 years or older is held to the town's standard of submitting their name. So it is those who are found not, it's, well, we have the names, but rumor has had it in some of the towns, there has been rumors of folks paying off to get their name taken out of the bucket.
So what you're saying is tonight's going to be the true test. As he kind of mutters that to himself.
The true test?
What?
What do you mean?
Nothing?
Okay. Well, as I said, I would maybe recommend heading down to the stables, this evening, letting the owner down there, know that you are the ones going to be, taking the axe beaks.
And say if he doesn't believe us, how do we...
I will give you the letter of declaration.
Okay. So I guess you will take that and also go try to find the shop that will buy his pelts.
I thought you already did that.
Did I?
Yeah, that was up at the Black Iron Blades with Elza.
Was that all of them or just... Because I still have a few.
She didn't buy all of them, I know that.
Yeah, no, I still have a handful.
Okay, so you're looking to offload those other ones?
Yeah, see if I can get what price I can get for them there.
Yeah, you
I have the
two
Winter
dire
Wolf belt, 2 dire wolves, a regular wolf pelt.
And 4 hammers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And 3 blankets.
Yep.
And a vial of white worm poison.
Mm-hmm.
3 troll teeth.
Yep, we don't need to go through it all. So you're gonna look around town for a for another merchant.
It's still fairly early-ish, right?
Yeah, like I said, it's about 7 o'clock. Or it's about 6 o'clock. Duvessa explains that the drawing of the lottery is at 8 o'clock, because then they need to prepare the person who wins the lottery to take them out that night to the sacrificial location.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll go sell some of the other stuff that I have, and hopefully that will take less than an hour to do that, and then go give the dude the letter and go see who loses the lottery.
Okay. Do me a favor. Okay, so Aaron, go ahead and roll me. We'll say just a general perception check as you're kind of going around.
Average. Because, like, I know that somebody's looking that will pay high gold for moose and elk leather, but not as much for walrus or seal.
All right. Here we go. Why the hell is that? H. There we go. All right. So while Wu is going around looking for this general store, is anybody else doing anything different?
What are we going with? Just checking things out.
Okay.
Where am I
Yeah,
at?
nothing different. Sorry.
You guys are currently down at the town hall. You were town speaker Shane was explaining that she needs to get prepared for the lottery that evening for the person who's going to be sacrificed out to the Frostmaiden this night.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if I was with Wu or not.
Oh yeah, you guys are all together in the same spot.
I guess I'll just follow Wu.
We're gonna try and prevent the sacrifice, right?
Maybe.
That's up to you guys.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah.
I want to, but
Fifth what?
there's a reason they do it.
Yeah, the reason they do it is because of the person that we're trying to kill.
Superstition.
Yeah. There's no science that backs this up. Talk to the man of science is standing right here. Do you believe in this shit?
No.
Are you suggesting they sacrifice something else? Or just sacrifice nothing? What are you suggesting? Didn't you say, Lucas, didn't you say every town sacrifices something?
Every town does sacrifice something, yeah. So those of you who are from the Dale, the smaller towns like Bremen, let me pull it up here. Yeah, so Bremen does the smaller stuff, yeah. So the smaller towns that really can't afford to sacrifice anything else, they sacrifice warmth. So Bremen is an example of that. So on the night of the new moon, they all gather together and go into like one building. No candles can be lit. No No hearths can be turned on, nothing like that. From dusk till dawn, you are just sharing your body heat. The smaller towns that can't afford to give up a person instead give up a day's worth of food. So, like towns that have more borders on the lakes, for example, like Caer Dineval and Caer Konig, they give up food, so they put out like a big day's worth of catch out in the wild for the creatures of Aural's wrath. So crag cats and yetis and whatnot. But the big towns like Bryn Shander and Targos and East Haven, they sacrifice humanoids. So for them, they hold a lottery that evening before the night of the new moon, and the unlucky person is then sacrificed at nightfall. So either, stripped bare and sent out into the tundra to die, or tied to a post. So,
real quick, besides superstition, why do they do this?
That's about it. The group more or less found out. Over in the town of Targos earlier, but it's kind of the same information that you guys learned just now from Devyzed, that a pair of druids had come to town, basically talking up this, this idea and spreading this general concept of offering sacrifices to Auril. And that kind of snowballed, and a lot of the town masters were against the idea, but a lot of the townsfolk who are, fairly superstitious, were more willing to jump onto this idea of, like, we need to sacrifice something to make sure that Auril doesn't make things worse. Because, things are obviously shitty here in the Dale, but they fear that if they don't do this stuff on the nights of the new moon, where, Auril's, the light from the moon is not out this evening, anything out and about is going to mostly be done in pure darkness. So because of that, the town is, like, still doing these sacrifices. So they'll do whatever they can to try and appease Auril so that summer will come back.
I mean, I guess we could suggest they sacrifice something else. But I don't think they're going to stop sacrificing things altogether. Oh.
I mean, that's up to you.
I mean, the other thing is arguing with them, trying to say, has it prevented any casualties or anything like that? Which the answer is no, but...
Are you guys having this conversation here in the here in Devyzed's office?
Yes, I'm saying how stupid this is.
She as you say this, she looks over at you and she's like, "You don't think I know that? You don't think that I'm aware of the horror, the concept of what I've had to do? This isn't what I wanted.
Don't do it.
You don't understand. You don't walk out your door every day and look at these people that come to you on dragging their knees, trying to find some relief in this world. Is it a terrible practice? Yes. Do I want it to stop? Yes. But look, if I stopped this, if I walked out there tonight and said no, you can be sure that they would have me killed, that I would become the sacrifice. And if you want to take that upon your shoulders, let me tell you what, the blood would be on your hands. Okay? Sacrifice to Auril. Again, you're not from this town. You're not a part of this. They're not going to recognize you.
You're right. I'm not a part of this town, but I know what it's like to have people come to you for help, because I've been in wars. I'm a doctor. I've healed people who come to me for help. So I know what it's like.
Yes, and that's good. I'm glad that there are more of you like that out there. I'm glad that there are people like you out there trying to make a difference.
But then here's my question. If you guys sacrifice a person and then something bad happens, do they just chalk it up as, oops, wasn't a good person to sacrifice?
Again, I have tried to explain that to these people. I have tried to explain that at town speaker meetings. I've tried to explain that at council meetings. I've tried to explain that to all the people here. But they are scared. They are terrified. They have been dealing with this for years now. This started...
You can't even, like, argue of, like, a witness protection program of person that's being sacrificed just ends up getting saved or something like that and put elsewhere?
Look, I can't tell you what happens to the person who is sent out there. They're sent out into the wild. They are sent out there to die. If they are able to survive, if they show up in town, the townsfolk will look at it as a blight against Arl, that they are the reason why things have not continued. If they don't come back, that's one thing. But if they're seen around here again, they'll know that they were cheated. They'll know that they were, that the lottery was for naught. That's why we have it random.
So all you're saying is, if we just rig the lottery and somehow, some way I'm thrown out, and if I come back to town and prove that the lottery was all for naught,
it is you would not be a part of the lottery. You are not from this town. You are not in my ledger, and the townsfolk know that. They have heard your deeds. You have traveled from here, from Bremen to here and all the way to Lonelywood. They have heard of your deeds. They are not going to believe that you are part of this town's lottery.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
Can you look in your ledger to see if Thrallbane's in there for me?
Thrallbane?
Trollbane, sorry. That would be her last name.
And she goes over to this large bookcase on the one wall. She pulls out a thick book, and she starts flipping through it. And she says, I do not have anyone in here with the last name of Trollbane.
Okay.
I mean, again, these
So
are...
What's stopping you from just writing a name down?
What's stopping me from writing a name down is that it needs to be somebody that is here, somebody that can be sacrificed. Somebody who is a member of this town.
So how much is a house?
So what if we just disguise ourselves, and then you sacrifice one of us?
I don't know if it would work.
Wouldn't know it's us.
And I don't know if that failed, they would know that we are trying that we are trying to spit in the face of Arl, that we would be making it worse on them.
Okay, but then how would they know if we disguised ourselves? We got, quote unquote, sacrificed, but then we come back without the disguise. They would just assume that we went out and we came back through town and their sacrifice worked.
Then come back in as that disguise.
It would have to
saying don't even bother with coming in with the disguise, because then that would be able to prevent the sacrifices to where, or it would just be somebody going out in disguise, drop the disguise out there, and then problem solved. They think somebody died, but you're not.
Town, though.
Yeah.
Remember, every town does this.
Yeah, and one of the towns you can pay to get your name out of the legislator, and then you're stabbed to death anyways by a mysterious force.
And that's one of the reasons. That's one of the many reasons why we, as much as I dislike it, we try and do this. We try and do it as fairly as possible. I have heard of the rumors. I was there. I saw the person who was killed here in Brindshander. the rumors of them paying off one of the guards to get their name out of the drawing. It is one of those things. Look, if you wish to try and fool this entire town, and you want to do something, I cannot be involved with that. Because if anyone in this town finds out, and I lose their trust, it is for naught. I will be killed.
Okay. Then the second plan is let's make an announcement and ask if anybody's man enough to go out and get themselves killed.
Again, this is why we are doing the lottery. It is something that the townspeople have agreed upon. It is something that they chose to do. This was their choice.
And then it leaves devastating effects. What if that person was little Timmy who was born yesterday?
Well, and again, that is why we have it where it is only once you are of 18 years or older. That was something that the town agreed upon. Again, this was not something that I wanted to happen, but this was the townsfolk have decided upon this. I am but to carry out their will.
Well, their will is if they all want to die, then we might as well burn the town down.
It's
Good
one
question.
Yes.
Where do you send the sacrifice after it's gone? Like you send them out? Where do
they are bound to a rock some distance outside of town.
How, like how far out?
2 miles to the southwest.
Oh, we can go unbound them as soon as they're being sacrificed.
And again,
plausible deniability. We don't tell her anything.
Yeah.
Look,
don't say that.
I understand what you're going to try and do, but you must understand, it is the will of the town for this to happen. If somebody is chosen, they understand they understand it. When this was established, there were people that moved. There were people that left.
So here's my question. If they're chosen for sacrifice, let's say somebody kills them right here as soon as their name is drawn. What happens then?
Then their body was not given to Arl. Their body was they were slain in the name of just whoever it is.
So you just have to keep drawing names until you pick somebody that a body doesn't die from?
Excuse me?
If their name is drawn,
yes,
and let's say somebody kills them right here, after their name is drawn, before they're dragged out of town,
yes,
they're killed right here, their body's not given to Arl. Do you draw a new name right then and there?
Well, at that point, then you are just talking about murder.
This sounds like murder to me, but, what's the difference?
Do you understand what it is I have had to deal with for the past year that I have done this? I have done this. I have done this 14 times. I have watched husbands. I have watched sons, daughters, and wives go to their death.
But you sent them out there. So
they have chosen to do that by their own accord and will.
Exactly. They chose to die, so we kill them, we give them their wish.
And you are trying...
See how it's very similar and how it's the exact same thing?
I understand it. I see this as murder too. But it is the will of this town.
What's the issue, or what's the difference then? If they do it and then we murder them.
Then let me tell you this. If this is the way that you, as visitors of my town, wish to behave yourselves, tonight at this lottery, I pray you the gods' mercies when you will be forced to slay every single person that exists within this town, because they will see to your deaths. So the blood on your hands or mine, it will be had, and blood will be spilt this evening. But it will be the blood of the common folk here. If you can kill an entire...
Your hands are already full of blood.
I am very well aware of the color of my hands, stained by the blood of 14 individuals. I hope that you can see your rest if you choose that tonight. And she, slams the book down on the table, walks out of the room.
Good job.
Gerard just shrugs his shoulders and he goes, they want to kill their entire town by sacrificing them. At this point in time, they could just speed up the process.
See the sheriff. You see the sheriff standing in here. He looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, what are you suggesting?"
I'm suggesting the other towns aren't doing human sacrifices. Why can't you guys
They
just
are.
fast? No, some of them are, but not all of them are. There's
They're
towns that are sacrificing heat.
Yes.
Why can't you guys just fast
Because
for 24 hours and that sort of shit?
The reason why we can't do that, when this was originally brought up, the townsfolk decided that since we had a bigger populace, that it was based on the amount of folks we had. They chose to do it. They were the ones.
What good has it done? Has it prevented disease? Has it prevented any of that?
Look, it is not to say that the things that have happened here are worse or better than they could be, but the folks look at it in superstitious ways. I mean, what if we would not have done these? Could things have not been worse? Would they have not put that blame on there? I mean, you know how folks can be. They are scared and terrified, especially in these times. It's not to us to.
And what of the government officials? Are their names expended from the lottery?
No, that is not the case.
So if their townskeeper goes out, gets slaughtered, they just hold an election the next day and act like nothing happened.
If the town speaker's name is drawn from the bucket, then the town speaker is sacrificed. But someone else, I would fill in that role in the meantime until we had an election held.
Yeah, until you run out of people to do that. If you run out of the individuals that could perform the necessary needs to keep the town running.
Buddy, I ain't saying this is a perfect system. You ain't from here. I can tell by the skin. No,
I'm not. I'm from somewhere where people have more common sense.
Yeah, and guess what? You're not there anymore. Welcome to Icewind Dale.
Then hence why I said the world wants to go dark, or this place wants to go dark. They want to give up hope. Then they can hand themselves over to death.
That's the thing, though. As terrible as it may sound, it is this that gives the people who continue on. It gives them the hope. I know the blood that's on Devyzed's hands. I do, but to see the mother of the son who has to walk these streets knowing that her son was taken out and sacrificed. She walks these streets feeling a sense of pride that at least the worst things that could happen still have yet to. But the moment something is done to go against this and something terrible happens, the blame is put on the people that tried to stop that. That's what happened the first 3 months. Lots of people tried to put it.
Who does the blame fall on? Because you guys still didn't give me an answer. Who does the blame fall on if a sacrifice is made and it goes 10 times worse? Because she did not give me an answer for that when I asked it.
Look,
sounds like the bucket's complacent to me.
Look, if folks believe that the gods bring about good based on prayer and terrible things happen, do they blame their god that they believe in, or do they blame the evil in the world that they pray against? This is the thing.
They make a sacrifice, then somebody's house burns down. They automatically go, well, we tried everything we could, and shrug their shoulders and move on.
Yes, I have seen it.
But then as soon as a sacrifice isn't made and a house burns down, they say it's because they didn't make a sacrifice.
Yes. Well, yes. Welcome to the logic that we have had to wander into over the past 14 months. It's not perfect. It's not good, but look, it is the will of these people. They have decided upon this. We are here of their accord. We are here to try and keep the peace. And if we go out and tell those folks that this practice is ending, peace is gone. They will rebel. They will fight. They will die. The guards will The guards will defend those who cannot defend themselves. I'm sure you folks would be able to slay a whole handful of these folks without much discord. But we're just trying to make, we're trying to do what these town folks want. Yeah, some towns, like Herr Koenig, a whole thing of food. That's their choice. Those people chose that. It was a sacrifice from the larger towns that trickled down to it not. They don't have enough folks to sacrifice, and they decide to sacrifice food. Even the villages that decided to sacrifice their warmth for the night instead of food or clothing, or food or folks. It's the lot we've been given, and it's the will of the people. I know it ain't good. I know you look at us as monsters. I don't blame you. But it's...
No, I don't view you two as monsters. I'm viewing them, as he points out towards the townsfolk, as monsters who are no better than the Frostmaiden herself.
He walks up and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, then, well, he came to the same conclusion that I had a long time ago when I took this job. Scared people in mass are idiots, and they will do terrible things if they think it will save them. And the best you can do is try and go along with it to maintain what peace is had. Now,
he raises an eyebrow for a brief moment, and he looks at him, and then he puts his hand on his hand, over his hand, and he goes, have you guys ever thought about doing something more terrifying to prevent the sacrifices?
Such as?
I don't know. I'm just asking. If fear is what caused them to do the human sacrifices, then what's saying fear can't prevent it as well? I'm not saying rule with fear. I'm saying find an alternative through it.
Well,
Batman.
I didn't catch that part.
He said like Batman. He
I mean, I guess, but he chose his fear and decided to make it everybody else's fear.
He shrugs his shoulders and he says, look, what these people fear most is their town, their community, their villages, the Dale staying the way that it is above all else. Unless a dragon breathing fire and brimstone came roaring up through town, I don't think these folks are going to have much more to fear. Then
Raises an eyebrow and goes, wouldn't be fire and brimstone. Could be ice.
trust me, I know they're out there.
Yeah, we've had a few run-ins. There's 2 wyverns that are sitting in a cave somewhere, which, I don't know, hopefully they just ate the other guy by now to stay alive.
Well, look, until that time comes, I can't really say much on that. But I gotta go calm down a young woman that's a bit over in, bit over her head in responsibility she's taken on over the past few years. So, if you folks don't mind, like Speaker Shane was saying, if you're wanting to head down to the stables this evening to talk to them, because she did not do that, I will go ahead and write out a letter of approved requisition. And he takes a piece of paper, writes on it something, and then puts his signature. He hands it to you and says, the owner of the stables, a man by the name of Gassel Greens. He's a good guy. He should treat you right. And
Sounds good.
with that, he hands I'll say, since he was like right next to Gerard, he'll hand the paper to Gerard that has the stamp on it from Duvess's office, and he heads out of the office.
Hey, Lucas.
Yo.
Well, Jared, I think his name is, and the
Gerard.
sheriff. Oh yeah, Gerard, and the
Mhm.
sheriffs do that. I'm gonna pull Woo off to the side,
Okay.
and hey Woo, you know how you usually have the stupid ideas? You usually do them.
Not always stupid.
True. Well, I want to do something stupid. And you seem like the leader of the group. How about we go save the sacrifice?
What do you think I was planning on doing
That's
instead
better
of
than
making a
Erard's stupid idea.
commotion here in front of the townspeople?
Okay. You know, I'm just making sure. So me and you both. So it's not a dumb idea if I had it. Just saying. You had a smart idea.
Listen, the other stupid idea. This is metagame because nobody's come to Erard yet. I was gonna step up to the lottery thing and cast Fey Presence. Make
Odd.
the new terrifying being be myself.
You could do that.
Even that was metagame, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Well, I was going to talk to the group as we were walking to the shop to let them know what the plan was.
Alright. And plus, who knows, we might get to kill a Yeti.
Or something.
Yeah. Or maybe Ariel herself.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Maybe.
I hope not.
All right. So, where are you guys heading right now? Are you heading over to the stables?
The shop
How
that
much
Woo said he was
time
going
would
to.
would there be enough time to go to sell the pelts and
There
then
is.
go to
There's 2 hours. And yeah, I would say that there's another you know what? I'm going to use this new book I got recently. A random table of fantasy shops. So you're looking to sell. What are you looking to sell? Pelts.
pelts?
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll do. Actually, you know what? We'll do this one. It is. Yeah. Is it clothing? I don't know. Sorry. I've been wanting to use this book so much, and oh, this is the one I'm looking for. There we are. Cool.
Miscellaneous random bullshit that I obtain.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're able to start making your way around Bryn Shander, looking for a place that you can try and offload some of these pelts, and eventually you come across a small, quaint building that kind of has like a homely look to it, and you can see that the name on the shop made almost to look like patchwork cloth. It's called the Stitchery Shop.
Oh, I don't think I'll be able to sell what I want to sell here.
This is specifically more of a tailor.
Maybe.
Have we been here before?
No.
Okay. Because like I know that there was a certain place that said they'd pay more for moose and elk hide than walrus and leather, walrus and seal. So I didn't write the name of that down, so that's why I wanted to double check.
think Justin's not here to hear anything about the walrus.
No, he said he would be right back.
He said it's a good thing he's not here.
I know, but I'm just saying he said he would be right back. Okay, so do you want to head into that place?
Why not?
Sure, I'll see if I can sell what I want to sell here.
All right, so as you guys head into here, you see a large man kind of behind the counter. He has a spinning wheel in front of him. He's working a pedal, making a ball of fabric. He has blonde hair, and he has what almost looks to be like a pincushion like bound to his arm. I'm going to post a picture of him there in the chat. And as you guys walk in, he hears the door open, and looks over at all of you and says, "Hey, folks, how you doing today?"
Pretty well, and yourself?
I'm trying to get this done before 8 o'clock. Don't know if I'm going to be around tomorrow to finish it.
What is this?
Oh, working on a wedding dress for my sister down south in Neverwinter. And
I was in Neverwinter once.
What's that?
I was in Neverwinter once. A
Oh, yeah?
long time ago.
It's a very nice place. I've been there a couple times to visit her.
Who's your sister? I might have met her.
Oh, Bria Norez. She as much as a wonderful lady she is, I doubt you would know her. She's you know, kind of an unspectacular person. She's married. She's getting married now, and well,
What did she do? Like, what does she do in Neverwinter?
Oh, she's a seamstress, family trade. Go ahead and roll a history check. Go ahead and roll a history check, Ravenchuck.
There it is. Dang.
Yeah, it's not something that you can pick up on. The name Norez is not ringing any bells.
I might have bought some clothes from her to use for bandages, cloths type deal.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's possible. I know that she did a little bit of work with for the Neverwinter Guard. She was designing some tabards for their guardsmen at one point. So it's possible that the name may have come up at some point. But he balls up the fabric he balls up the thread that he's pulling together, sets it off to the side, stands up. You guys can see that this guy is extremely tall. He's about 7 foot tall, so he's probably I think Wu and Smith were fairly tall for the rest of the groups, but he's basically like right up to the ceiling to this place. And he walks up and says, but you have my sister's name. Might as well give you mine. Introduce myself. My name's Braun. It's good to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. My name is Ravenchuck.
Nice to meet you. So, what can I help you folks with today?
Are you interested in buying some amethyst to add to some clothing?
Need some amethyst. Well, you know what? How many? And what are you?
5 for 300.
See, he thinks for a long, hard second. Can I see them by chance? Do you have them with you?
I'd lay them on the counter.
He takes one, holds it up. You know, this transparent, deep purple gemstone. Yes. If you're willing to, could we maybe say 250?
About 280.
I can do 280. You know, it is quite the strange thing that you wander in here today of all days, seeking to sell something of my sister's favorite color while I'm in the middle of making her dress. Yes.
Do you know what? Just because of that, I'll bring it down to 250.
Are you sure?
Yes. Kill a great deer about taking care of family. Family's important to me.
Thank you so much. Give me one moment, please. I have to go and get the funding. Just one moment. So
As he
wow.
leaves,
Go ahead.
gonna kind of lean over to him and be like, "You should have just stuck with the 280. We need the money. I'm tired of paying for everything."
Hey, boom. Now we have a connection with this guy
Yeah,
and a friendship. And
but
friendship
that's 30
is more
less gold
important
that
than
we have.
money.
Yeah,
No.
until he
But
gets
friendship is more
sacrificed
important than
tomorrow
money.
morning.
Yeah, say he gets sacrificed tomorrow. Then we don't have that connection. Unless you feel like going down to
Wait,
what?
is the dude still here?
He is like so there's like a small door. There's like a small door right behind where he was working. You could hear the sound of him like going up a flight of stairs. And you
Okay.
now hear him like upstairs rummaging around.
So very quietly, I'll say, yeah, but Wu, even if he does, we're planning on saving him from the sacrifice. So why does it even matter?
Because
Still
that's
have
30.
that connection.
That's still 30 less gold that we don't have now. That we could have used for something.
Okay, well then up your prices by 30 gold pieces. I'll still have that friendship.
Bankrolled out of this already.
What
I
did
should
you
start
just say,
charging you
Wu?
guys.
Yeah, what did you say? Your mic kind of warbled out.
Yeah.
I said I've already bankrolled a lot of this already. You know, I should
Sure.
start charging you guys.
But I'm your healer. You know, I heal you for free.
Yeah, I got a inn for us. You don't need to know about that place yet. We have free
What
room and lodge
place?
here.
I got something that I can't tell you what it is yet, but I got something for you
If
guys.
you're talking
You
about
just
the
don't know what
cave,
it is.
I know about that.
No.
Does anyone else know what he's talking about?
Do I know what he's talking about?
I have
don't
no idea
know.
if we know.
I don't know what he's talking about.
The small house.
Oh, I gotcha.
Like, the only person who might have sort of an idea would be Smith, but he doesn't know exactly what went down.
Yeah. So while you guys are discussing this, a moment later, you hear the feet coming down the stairs. He opens up the door, and he has these two large sacks. You can hear they're kind of jingling with coins, and he sets them out in front of you and says, "Well, this is this should be it. I understand if you would want to count it. I don't blame you. But Each one of these is 125.
My character thanks for a second, and then he goes, "Nah, you seem like a very trustworthy fella."
I appreciate it. And he takes the 5 amethysts and like, you know, pulls them back, sets them in a small lockbox that's behind the counter. So, is there anything else that I can get you? Is there anything else I can help you with, folks? Are you looking for any outfits? Are you looking for repairs, or is there anything else you are in need of today?
I've got some animal pelts that I'm willing to sell if you're looking for.
Well, I can always use for pelts. And he kind of gestures up onto his walls where you can see there are a few items that he has out on display. You know, coats, jackets. You can see that there are some that are like thicker than others, some that are more based off of design, more fashionable. And he says, especially right now with, you know, how cold it is, pelts are fairly good value. How many do you have, and what condition are they in?
I have a winter wolf pelt. I have 2 dire wolf pelts. And looks like I have a wolf pelt.
Okay.
I believe I just have the 4.
I understand.
How big are they?
How what?
How big are their pelts?
Depends on the size of the animal.
A dire wolf is a dire wolf, I believe, is large. A winter wolf is also large, and I think a regular wolf is medium. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I believe they're all in fairly decent condition. 'Cause I think the only
yes,
thing
those
that
were,
was
yeah, because you were able to get them. Okay, give me 1 second. That's what I thought. Okay, is that the same? 2. Okay, so how many? You just had 1 wolf pelt, right?
correct.
Okay. So he sits there and kind of contemplates for a moment, and he says, "Well, the wolf pelt." He like quickly jumps, like goes back into his small stock area, and you hear him on the other side of the door. Yes, I do have another one. Okay, you're in luck. I actually have another wolf pelt back here. Because of that, it's not too easy to make a wolf pelt into anything wearable just by itself. There's a lot that needs to be cut off and whatnot. But with 2 of them, I can easily make a cloak that will fend off the cold weather. So I can do that. Let me see something here. That would be that. 2x wolf.
Are you saying this or is he saying this?
He is saying that.
Okay.
And you said that you had how many dire wolf pelts or winter wolf?
1 winter wolf and 2 dire wolves.
I see. Well, is it that one? Yes. Okay, so they are the same. Well, are you looking to sell them, or are you looking for me to make something for you or anyone in your group?
He kind of looks back at the group. Kind of like just looks at everybody what they're wearing. just sell them.
Well, let me explain. You see, winter wolf pelts, if I take the time to work on it, I have to be very careful with it. But it is possible to stave off the effects of the cold with it, but it bolsters you from the cold itself. Metagaming, he's telling you that a winter wolf hide can be crafted into a cloak that grants cold resistance.
Real quick, Lucas.
Yes.
If I already have resistance to it,
It does not
will
give
it
you immunity
double?
or double resistance.
Dang. Okay.
Yes. But in extreme heat, a creature wearing the cloak rolls constitution saves with disadvantage to avoid exhaustion. So
That wouldn't be in my book that I would know from that, correct?
it is, in fact.
I don't need it. I already have a ring that gives me resistance to the cold.
What page is that on?
That is on the Winter Wolf page, which is page something. Page 90.
You actually have a monster manual, Aaron?
He doesn't have
a special custom book that Lucas found.
It's here, I'll post it here in the Rime chat. It's a PDF that is on the GM binder by a somebody by Medieval Melodies, developed over at Medieval Melodies. It is called the Creature Loot Monster Manual Edition, and it basically, John Gazda, there we go. It basically has the majority of the monsters available in D&D, and it gives you what can be harvested off of them, what you have to roll to harvest it, what the items that can be crafted based on what you harvest, and also how to craft them. So, for example, a winter wolf pelt can be carefully crafted into a cloak that grants resistance to cold damage. So the thing is, in order for it to be carefully crafted, an NPC must spend a number of hours equal to 2 times the creature's CR, which CR of a winter wolf was 3, and must have the tools. They must be proficient, which he definitely is. So he would have to be spending at least 6 hours on this to make this. But
so
he
and I would know this since I've looked at the book.
You were looking at the book whenever you carved up the winter wolf. Because I remember that's where you did that up at the Elven tomb when you guys first met the mummy.
I'm gonna.
Aaron,
What?
you ever thought about mass producing that book and selling it?
No.
The book technically wasn't even his to begin with.
No.
It was Scramsack's.
Oh, I think it's his. So.
Oh no, yeah, Wu has had it for quite some time now. Yeah, he got a copy of this book from Scramsack's. So yeah.
I guess Wu's gonna turn back to anybody and be like, anybody want a winter wolf cloak?
No.
I'll shake my head.
I'm good.
Gerard?
He shakes his head no.
I'm
I
okay
figured
just selling it.
I figured Gerard would want it because he doesn't have cold resistance.
We had the clothing for it though.
There's a difference between cold resistance and
Oh.
cold weather clothing. Cold weather
That's-
clothing means that you automatically succeed saving throws against extreme cold.
And fine, sure.
Yeah, cold resistance would be if you take damage from a cold attack, you take half of the damage.
I just figured I had every other way possible to avoid, but sure.
You do have it from it's why I haven't made you guys roll for exhaustion when traveling through the dale. You guys all have cold weather clothing, and none of you have damaged that or gotten it ruined, so
Except me,
Yeah.
where I just have a ring that I.
that's true.
Tom
Ravenchuck and Wu both have rings that grant cold resistance.
Ring of warmth.
And
I have the
like I
Frostmaiden's
said, sure, I'll
ring
take it for the cold resistance then, I guess.
somewhere.
So he's gonna be. How much is that gonna be to turn that pelt into a cloak?
Well, it's not going to be that much. You're providing the materials. I would say, well, I can make a good cloak out of the two the wolf pelts. I can make one cloak out of the and he looks over at Gerard and says, I could make it out of the dire wolf pelt. It would have a very similar effect. Would you rather have the white pelt or the grayish dark pelt?
White pelt. He'll blend in better with the surroundings.
All right. Well, then for the two dire wolf pelts, I could give you 20 gold apiece for those. And for the wolf pelt, I will give you 5 gold for that, because I can turn that into something that I can sell for an okay profit. And then, so that's putting me at purchasing at 25 gold.
So you said the dire wolves were 20 apiece.
Or sorry. I misspoke. So that puts me at purchasing at 45 gold. And, well, why don't we say that the winter wolf pelt at 15. So I would be purchasing off of you for a total of 30 for the pelts in return for the cloak, the winter wolf cloak.
Okay. Do you have any interest in any teeth by chance?
For what kind of teeth?
Winter wolf teeth, troll teeth.
Honestly,
Those are the only two teeth.
I can't say that I have. If you would want, I can't say that it would add any additional benefits to it, but I can add it to the cloak that I'm making for the young man as a decoration. I could use those. I could drill some holes through those and use that as the binding string so that it has a kind of like the teeth hang down around his neck.
He's gonna look over at Gerard.
He just kind of shrugs and goes, "It's up to you. We can attach it to the cloak."
No, we'll just leave the pelt as it is.
He nods and says, "Well, then I will give me one moment." And he goes back upstairs, comes back down a moment later, and has 30 gold pieces that he hands over to you, Wu.
All right. I'm gonna tell Gerard he owes me 15 gold.
Jesus Christ.
Dang.
At some point.
Yeah, in time.
In time.
It's like on his deathbed. Gerard's laying there. Wu comes up and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to take that 15 gold when you're gone."
Looks at him and goes, I can pay the 15 gold right now. I can give you the 15 gold.
I'm not strapped on it, but if you are okay with that.
You're not strapped on it?
Did you
Positive.
say strap on?
Let's see, can I haggle him down to 10 gold?
For you, yes. For you, yes. We can do 10 gold if that's
Sweet. Okay. I give Wu 10 gold.
All right. Okay, yeah, so he looks at you and looks at the two of you and is like, well, I appreciate doing business with you. I must say it's not what I expected to happen today on today of all days. But I will be I will get working on this as soon as possible. And he kind of gives like a like a wry smile and says, unless something befalls me this evening, I'll have this ready for you tomorrow.
What time tomorrow so we have an idea of when to come back?
Well, I'll get working on it first thing in the morning. So I should have it ready, I would say probably late afternoon, 2 o'clock or so. And he kind of like thinks about it. He's like, yeah, when the sun is highest. Kind of like does like air quotes. Yeah, so the only other thing, so I did want to say this because I meant to say this whenever he was upstairs and you guys were in there. When you guys had a chance to kind of look around this place, you saw that there was a number of things that are available for purchase, most of them having to do with tailoring. So you guys see that there are like the tools that are needed, scissors, shears, thread, pins and needles, stuff like that. But there's also various fabrics, threads, cotton. But then he also has like a few normal pieces of clothing, just like common clothing, stockings, jackets, shirts, and pants. And he has two things that are of a little bit nicer design, hanging up on the wall as kind of like a pair. He has a vest and a pair of pants. You can see that the vest is kind of adorned with this look to it on the back that appears to be a hand with its fingers crossed.
I'm gonna ask him about those items of clothing.
He looks up and says, "Oh, yeah, those. Well, those I made back whenever I was first looking to. That was my first main project. Whenever I started getting into the family business, the thing was that at the time I had acquired some thread of ill intent, or came across the thread in means that were not the most lawful, and had to kind of lie to my parents about where I got it because they were wondering where I got such nice thread and fabric. Ever since then, when you wear that thing, it makes it a little bit easier to kind of lie through your teeth. So metagaming, this is the Vest of Lying. It requires it's the attuned creature gets advantage on deception checks.
Hey, Lucas, real quick.
Yes.
Can I change the look of my cloak of elven kind?
Yeah, you can reflavor it.
Okay.
What are you thinking?
I'm not too sure. I just saw the picture for it and I was like, don't really like that picture.
Yeah, I'm generally all right as long as you're not like wanting to change it to something like, basically like changing it into like a ring or something, so that you could have something else. But yeah, if you want to reflavor it, I have no problem with that.
I'm gonna make it black and red. He'll do it.
That's right.
I actually probably will.
Yeah!
Those are my favorite colors, man.
Yes! I knew I liked this kid.
I'm done with this game. Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
Go talk One Piece, Justin.
I like One Piece, Justin.
Yeah. So he looks up at it and he goes, yeah, it's like I said, it's more of like a, you know, one of those things that I keep around because it reminds me of my my beginnings in this industry.
Oh, industry?
Well, tailoring, being a being part of the Norez line of tailors and seamstresses.
Interesting.
Well, if there's anything else you folks need, please let me know. But I do have to start getting ready for this evening's lottery.
Us as well. We have a couple more trips we need to do, and then we're gonna go watch the
Yes.
lottery. That's the word I was looking for.
All right. So are you guys heading over to the
Yes.
okay, heading over to the stables?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to move. I know I posted the name of that guy, but I'm going to post it now again.
Trying to figure out how much of an asshole will I
Oh,
be of
before we
debating if
leave,
Whose name's that?
just give it a second. Okay, hold on. Say that again. Finish your thought, Jared. Oh, I disconnected. It's the Lucas show, and I'm the only one around. All right, I'm back.
Why'd you leave?
I disconnected. I know.
I don't know.
Sorry. What were you saying? Finish your thought, Jared.
Any good?
I'm trying to figure out how much of an asshole I want to be and if I should, like, Gerard's based off of me, and I'm trying to figure out if I would personally go around town and be like, oh man, I can't wait for the lottery. I love when people are sacrificed just to be the biggest asshole ever. Because that's also something I probably totally would do.
Okay. So okay, and then Tarot, what were you saying before you leave? Tarot. Did I disconnect?
Yes.
No, you're still here.
Oh,
You're still here.
okay.
I think Tarot's going.
Tarot, there you are.
What's? I can't hear Lucas, by the way.
You can't hear me?
No, I only see
Okay.
your mouth moving.
Okay, hold
I'm
on.
gonna leave and come back.
Wait, I'm confused because an explanation.
I see.
I know that was
his
really
mouth
weird.
moving, bro. So that's how I
I
know.
don't
Alright,
see his camera anymore.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, no, it's me. Hold on.
Can anybody else see or hear me?
Now I can.
Yeah.
Apparently, I disabled your camera, and I don't know how.
I can see
Oh.
and
I
hear
can
you.
see, hear, and
Okay.
listen to you.
But can
I
Tarot
can
hear
al-
me?
Yes, now I can.
Okay.
I can almost taste you as I'm under your desk, Lucas.
Can you taste my lollipop? It's watermelon flavored.
Can you put onto the desk for me to try?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, all right. Thanks, man. That was watermelon.
Fucking sound. Dude, okay, no, I'm not gonna lie. I have these Starburst lollipops that I got at work, and I absolutely love them. But I know I did this in my last stream. I had one like sitting in a wrapper for the 5 hours that I was streaming. So at work, I bought one of these like little kids lollipop things so that I can put them in it and have it like sitting at my desk. So, of course, because I'm an adult, I got rubble from Paw Patrol.
Yes.
Guys, I just realized I forgot about the 5th of November.
Yeah, remember the 5th of November.
I forgot.
Oh, you
Don't you remember it's No Nut
fucked us all,
November?
man.
No. I'm failing
You
all over
Um,
the place.
fucked us all.
Lucas.
Yes, what did
before
you
we-
want to do before you left?
I'm gonna hold up my hand and be like, "Hope we can continue to do business, friend."
He looks over at you and says, "Yes, absolutely. Serendipitous day that you arrived in my shop. Hopefully we have a long and valued friendship.
Yes.
Well, enjoy your evening, and may the odds ever be in your favor." So with that, you guys head over to the stables. Yes?
Yeah.
No?
Nobody else
except
is
the
answering. Yes.
I was
Sorry,
gonna
we're all
say,
disconnecting.
yeah, really. I'm like, it's because I disconnected that I'm like, is this happening? Because also I'm so used to Aaron just being like the one to like jump out at that stuff.
Today's
Jump up.
today's D&D session is brought to you by the word gaslight.
That's right.
Today's D&D session is brought to you by ADHD. We all have it.
Squirrel.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
That was called the stitchery.
I cannot find any cool looking capes.
Make up one.
Yeah, make one up. Go become an artist and like do something.
I know, right?
I guess I will.
Yeah, you should.
So, yeah, we're at the stables, right?
Yeah, you guys head on down to the stables. As you get there, you see set out in a small pen just outside of this this small house a collective of these bird-like creatures. Those of you who are from the Dale have seen these creatures before. Like I said, they are called axe beaks. If you've ever played Final Fantasy, they look like a chocobo. I don't think I have a picture here on Encounter.
It's the
I
bird
don't.
thing, right?
This is the bird thing, yes. So I'll put it up in
Okay.
chat. Basically, they are a kind of chicken-like creature. They almost have like the body of an ostrich that you could get onto their back and ride them as. And then their beak is shaped out into a like a blade almost, basically like an axe head. But they are strong, resilient creatures that are able to move quickly through the snow thanks to their widespread toes. Also, they have a fair resistance to the cold, as it doesn't really bother them thanks to their thick feathers.
So would this be the first place that we've seen?
This definitely would not be the first place that you have seen Axebeaks in the Dale. The Dale are, the Dale people use the Axebeaks to move through town, either to move product or to travel, kind of like a mount. And but this is the first time that you guys have actually like specifically gone to and seen stables in order to procure one. But they are in some of the more larger cities. So the last time you guys would have seen a place to purchase one would have been at Targos. But yeah, when you guys walk up to this place, you can see they kind of are like sniffing around. The winter air is kind of biting, and they look up at all of you from their stables as they're kind of chirping and making these kind of like snapping, trilling noises. And like I said, you see just beyond this is a like a house that's kind of connected to this stable. and you can see that there are some lights on inside, some candle lights.
I'm gonna knock on the front door.
Okay, you hear a bit of a shuffling on the inside, and a moment later, you see the picture of the gentleman that I posted there in the chat. Try and pull him up here on iPad, but you see he comes to the door. Sitting behind him is you see a woman sitting at a table with two young men next to her, and the one appears to be like no more than you would guess. The one appears to be like no more than maybe about 10 years old. The other one seems to be later in his teenage years, maybe his early 20s. And you see this guy who threw up on the map. He comes up to the door, and you can see the woman. She has a little bit of red in her face, almost as if she was crying, as she's kind of wiping it away. And you see the man who came up to her. He says, "Oh, sorry. How can I help you?"
I asked for the letter of whoever has it.
It's Erard. Erard hands them the letter.
He takes the letter. Okay. Yes, I remember the town speaker telling me about this matter. He looks back, says, "Boys, take your mother upstairs. I need to tend to some business. Get dressed. Make sure that you're ready. We'll be leaving soon." You see, they
Something happened within the family.
you hear the mom. Whenever you say this, you hear the mom kind of like sniffles up a bit. And you see the two boys. They take her upstairs to the second floor, and you see the man who is standing before you. He says, "Sorry, my wife is not handling it too well. Our eldest turned 18 2 weeks ago, so it's the first time his name's going to be in the bucket." And
And here, I thought everybody in town supported the human sacrifices.
well, we understand that, the gods ask from us and bestow upon us tragedies and graces, and but it doesn't take away the pain.
Oh, well, we were told some completely opposite, but so be it.
Oh, there are some people that they are more for it than others. People who don't have a bunch of connections, families and whatnot. If they're gone, very few people miss them. But yeah, again, my father was picked about 8 months ago, so it's still fresh in the family. But it's different whenever it's your firstborn. So, sorry.
Real quick, is Justin dead? Oh, never mind.
Yes.
He's moving. I just saw his head down, him
Yeah.
leaning forward. I'm like, what?
Yep.
Oh no, the
Diabetes
diabetes
caught up.
finally got him.
Look, I'm only at 154 after drinking a Dr. Pepper, so I'm okay.
There you go. But he looks at you guys and says, "Sorry, we all have our own problems. Sorry to bother you with that, but yes, please follow me out to the stables. I'll let you pick from the few that are available. I didn't know how many she was going to need. I see that gonna need at least 5." And he kind of looks over at Beef Chuck. And he's like, are you going to need 5? Are you gonna need more or less?
4.
4? Okay. Yes.
You just gonna ride what's his name?
Yeah.
Right. Just check one thing. Yep.
I mean, I have a
Okay.
sled attached to him, so why not?
Right. So he takes you guys out, and scam likely on my phone. That's cool.
Tell them I said hi.
Yeah. He takes you guys out. You can see that there are a few different axe beaks out here. I'm going to post a few here in the chat of some of the different looking ones. So you guys can kind of have your pick of the litter, as it would be. And then we're going to have that
One.
that original. There we go. So there are 6 to choose from. There's one that is kind of more of a gray with a bit of like a blue wattle. Seems a little bit thinner, but has a deviously sharp axe head beak. The next one has more darker feathers. Its eyes are a little bit more red than... come on, damn it. There we go. So there's the one up on the map.
Is there a blue-eyed, white-feathered mount?
There's a red-eyed black feathered one.
Yeah, but that's just not cool.
I don't know why it's putting the same image up on there multiple times. There is one that is blue with a yellow beak. Yeah, it's only doing the same image. I hate doing that sometimes. There is one that is kind of like a teal color, has green and purple feathers for its wings and tails. There is one that is more white and black. It's trailing feathers on its tail, and its crest are white. And then there is one that is more stark white with brownish feathers at the ends. So, yeah, whichever one you guys want.
I'll take that last one because he looks like he means business.
Okay.
I just ride a metal snake. I think
That's
it's
true. You
cooler
do
than
just
all of
ride a
that.
metal snake. All right, so yep. So Aaron is taking the one that is white and black. Justin is taking the one that's white and brown. Which one does Smith want? Which one does Gerard want?
I'll take whichever.
I mean,
Oh,
I'll take whatever's left.
Smith, I found
Oh my
one
God.
for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there. Look at the last one that I just posted.
I'll take it.
Okay, it's like golden, all white feathers.
Smith.
Yeah, its
Yeah,
name is
reckon
Smith.
Its name is Smith. Yep.
Yeah,
The bird looks old. That's all I'm
it does.
saying.
He looks no, sir. He looks wizened.
I mean,
Wizened. Okay,
Wizened.
I'm sorry. He looks
The
wizened.
first one looks like it's on the brink of death.
First one does. The one that I posted here in the in the VTT does look like he's on the verge of death. All right, so Jared, do you want the red-eyed black axe beak? Do you want the blue one or the teal one?
I'll take the blue one.
Okay, because I'm gonna delete the ones that you guys aren't taking. And
Lucas, what do you think about the cloak?
yeah, like I said, if you want to have the Cloak of Elvenkind to be flavored as a black cloak with red trim that kind of has like a flowing pattern to it, I have no problem with that. Because I mean, the Cloak of Elvenkind is it gives you advantage on dex saves, so and makes it harder to see you, but then again, you guys are in the Dale, so things are stark white. So a green cloak of Elvenkind wouldn't make any more sense than a black and red one. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, man.
I'm just a rock in the middle of a snow-ridden field.
Yes. Yes.
Easy target for snipers, but that's all right.
So
Yeah, well,
Not
good
when
thing
you
there
eat
aren't any
mountain chocolate.
snipers.
I mean, I'm wearing bright red, so it don't matter.
right, Groff. And just so you guys know, I will be making custom tokens for these, much like I have for Beef Chuck. I'll be making custom tokens for your axe beaks.
Woots,
All
woots.
right. So, with that, you guys head up to them. You take a moment to, introduce yourself to them. Everybody roll me an animal handling check. Everybody, I guess, but Raven Chuck.
Oh man.
Everybody except Aurora.
Yeah, oh yeah,
That's not fair.
Gerard is gonna do well.
That's a nat 20, 26. I'll take my inspiration.
Yep, you'll get your
Have to be
inspiration.
paired. And then lose it after a long rest.
Yeah, so you'll have time to use it this evening. Okay, so yeah, Smith, you walk up to the one that you're kind of drawn to. It's this slightly larger axe beak that has this almost like, again, aged, wizened look in its eyes, kind of standing off to the side from everyone else. And you see that it, like, kind of looks up at you and then turns its head away as the man who is been helping you this time, who brought you out here. By the way, his name is Geisel. He walks over and looks at you, Smith, and says, "Yeah, that one, he's a bit ornery, say the least. He can get into fits of rage here and there, but he's a good guy. Might take a little bit of breaking him in, though. He doesn't take to strangers too easily, if you think you can handle him."
A nod.
He got
I'm
him
gonna
off
ask.
of a.
Oh,
Mhm.
go on. I'm
He
gonna ask-
says, "Oh, good."
I'm gonna ask him what the name of that one is that Smith's looking at.
Well, this one's a bit of a weird one. He actually had a name when I got him. An old blacksmith. An old blacksmith used to use him to move his wares round area down south, but he eventually moved up here. Blacksmith, I don't even think he's around here anymore, but he sold him off to me, looking to get some gold. Called him Smithy. Old Smithy. But that one over there, and he points to the one that Gerard is like, having no issues connecting with. You see that this axe beak, he sees you walking up, kind of has just like a very relaxed demeanor towards you, as he like even steps up to you, kind of allows you, like angles his head to allow you to pet him, and kind of like stamps his feet in a like in an approving manner, like tippy taps, basically. Geisel looks over when he's saying this. He goes, "Yeah, that one's Azure. Got her a few years ago from a merchant. She's been good. She's been good to me. She's quick, I'll tell you that. Looks over at the one that Wu is standing next to and goes, that one is Dusk. Yeah. And he goes, well, was that one shot? Sorry. I had two that looked exactly the same, but one of them got attacked by a crag cat. I think it was Dusk and Shadow. Again, picked him up off some merchants. I think that one is Dusk, and you see that it like kind of pokes its head up, as it's looking at Wu, kind of examining him, but seems very comfortable around Wu. And then Groff, the one that you go up to, he says that one right there. He's you see that the one Groff you're going up to, he's kind of a little bit bigger than the others, not as big as Old Smithy. He goes that one right there. He's a good one. He does well. Can carry a hefty load. That one's name is Huey.
Good old Huey with his hefty load. I like it.
Right.
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I was literally just about to say that.
But yeah, not sure if the townspeople explained the deal, but the agreement was for whoever was willing to take on the deal with the situation down south with the goblins. I was willing to lend out a few of these. Just keep in mind, should anything happen, they are 50 gold. So she said something that she was offering a reward for whatever task she is looking to deal with. So I guess that'll be taken out of there instead of your own pockets. But should you wish to purchase them, if you find a kinness with them or a fondness to them, willing to sell.
A question about that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have just females, or do you have males and females, or do you have a mated couple already?
Well, none of mine are mated. I do have males and females. The females are generally the ones with the sharper beaks. They oftentimes are a little bit more slender, quicker. The males are a bit stockier, able to carry a little bit more weight, and more for hauling. Whereas if you're looking for more quicker travel, a female axe beak is more what you would want to go with.
Good to know.
Out of these four, all males except for Azure down there. But yes, as much as I am willing to sit here, if let me get together their saddles and bridles. This way we can get them set up for tomorrow. Unless you folks are planning on heading out this evening.
No, we're gonna wait till morning.
All right. Well, then I will get everything ready, and I will have them ready for you tomorrow morning at your earliest convenience.
Sounds good.
He nods and says, well, if there's anything else you folks need, I'll be down here. We'll be up at the lottery whenever that's going on. So, yes. You are welcome to hang out here, spend some time with them, getting to know them if you wish. But I'm going to go in and get ready with my family.
He's going to make the comment of, if we have not left by the time you guys leave to go to the lottery, could you give us a holler and we will come with you guys?
Sure. Yeah. You're welcome to. We'll be leaving at about 45 minutes or so.
Yeah, that gives us 45 minutes to get to know these axe beaks.
Okay. So he goes inside. Are you guys? What do you guys want to do for the next 45 minutes, or do you just want to spend some time getting to know your axe beaks?
Excuse me.
I think I already know my axe speak on a personal level.
Yeah, you and your motherfucker, you and those animal handling checks, you and your axe beak are like instantly bonded. This thing is like following you around as you're like walking around the stable.
Speak with animals at will.
Yeah, really. Are you doing that?
Yes, I want to talk to the axe beak.
Okay.
We're now best friends, so I have to talk to my best friend.
True. He looks at like what do you say?
Probably just gonna basically ask how old it was and whatnot, or if it's still a young one, and basically what action has it seen.
Define action.
It's
combat wise, fighting wise.
You hear it kind of gives these it's starting to give these, like, everyone else can hear Gerard like giving these clicks and chirps and whatnot. And he says, the Axbeak says, well, I was trained as a racer, and then my previous owner traded me away because I was getting older in age, and I have been resting here with the others.
Well, do you think you're up to the task for another mission, if not more?
You see, kind of like looks, gives this like, nod and says, I will do what I can. It has been a while since I have gone on a long run, but I am very much looking forward to it.
Well, I'm glad to have you, and I will gladly go ahead and keep you safe and let you enjoy this run to your heart's content.
You see she nods happily.
We will be back probably by the morning.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
So as Wu hears Gerard talking to the Axbeak, he kind of gets an idea in his head. He starts counting how many Axbeaks there are in total.
Okay.
And kind of like counting to see how many males and how many females from what the description that he was given to best discern them.
So wait, are you wanting to like see how many males and females there are here?
Yes.
Other than the ones that you guys have already kind of like taken a like a kin to?
Right. Just like in total that he has.
Okay. I'm going to say that from looking around, to your best assumption, go. You know what? Roll me. Roll me an animal handling check.
Damn it.
So you're looking at all of them. He has like 5 others. Of the other 5, you would guess that 2 of those are female and 3 of them are male.
So 2 female, 3 male. And what did we have?
You currently have 3 males and a female.
Oops. So 6 males and 1 female, or 6 males, 3 females in total. Like that's including the ones that we have plus the ones that we aren't using.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Smith, do me a favor. Roll me another animal handling check. Do you see as you're like standing next to this axe beak, it just kind of like looking over its shoulder at you, kind of giving you like literally a cold shoulder.
Food?
There is some food around. Fine, I get the picture of Smith's up on the screen. Pain in the butt doing this. Yeah. You go and you grab a handful of food from where their feed is. You walk up and you go to hand it to them. Roll me another animal handling check.
Whammies. A little better.
See it like kind of turns around, sees that you have some food, almost as if a peace offering. Kind of leans forward a bit, pecks at your hand, and then like quickly like bashes into your hand, knocking the rest of the seed away from your hand. You know, with your strength, you are able to, you know, it doesn't really hurt you or anything. But you see that this axe beak is like kind of looking you up and down in your reaction. How do you react to this thing like smacking your hand?
Oh, I'll just try to do it again, I guess.
Okay. Roll me another one.
As this is going on, I'm gonna have a chat with Yarard.
Yep.
Okay.
See the axe beak, looks over, and just kind of like taps your hand again, knocking the seed out, and just kind of like walks away, back over to where it was standing in the corner, as it's kind of like just looking at you with a with almost a look of like not confusion, but more of this like, you know, you're not gonna break me kind of look in its eyes.
I'll ask, did we get his name, the stable keeper?
Yes, his name is Geisel.
I'll ask Geisel if he's got any suggestions.
You kind of shout up into the house, and Geisel comes over to one of the windows.
Well, I didn't realize he was inside already.
Oh yeah, he went inside, but he kind of leans out one of the windows, and he looks down and says, "Honestly, I'm not sure what to tell you. He's been a stubborn one since the day I got him. Like I said, he's proud. I know that. There's a pride to him. I think you more just gotta. The best opportunities that I've had with him was when you don't really give him a chance to say no. You just gotta show him that you're gonna match his intensity."
Beat his ass, Seabass.
You fucking bird.
I throw my axe to the ground and like my fists and I'll just thank him for the advice and I don't know. I guess we'll just have to give it some time.
Okay. So what is Gerard and what is Gerard and Groff, or not Gerard and Groff? What is Gerard and Wu talking about?
I'm sorry, I'm just processing in my mind, seeing Smith, basically Crocodile Hunter, put this axe beak in a chokehold and everything, while Wu's standing off in the background narrating it.
The wild Goliath pile drives the axe beak into the ground. I'm not gonna walk away from that one.
He claims he will tame it with this final move as he breaks both of its kneecaps.
Immobilizing it for the rest of its short life. Yeah, so what was Wu and Gerard, what did Wu want to talk to Gerard about?
Business adventure, potentially. Breeding axe-beaks up in potentially either Lonelywood or Tourmaline.
Rard kind of shrugs his shoulders, like, if we can get the axe beaks or whatever, I don't see why it would be an issue of possibly helping people with travel and whatnot, and like renting them out like they do here. Maybe, possibly. I don't see how it would be an issue, but it'd be a matter of getting them first
Yeah.
and hoping that they are compatible with each other, because spending a
That's
lot
why
of time
that's
with
why we
nature,
have
let me
you.
tell you. Well, spending a lot of time with nature, let me tell you, nature's scary.
Yeah.
Damn, nature,
Maybe
you're
there's
scary.
Yep, that's what went through my mind, Lucas.
maybe there's a set here that kind of like each other, and that would potentially start breeding if they were a younger couple.
Possibility, but that would be asking the person here.
That would also be you talking to them, getting a better insight from them rather than
I
talking
guess,
to.
but it's also a matter of seeing if the handler knows it as well. I've only dealt with the one X-Beak so far, and I just started talking to her, and she's openly admitted she's up there in age.
Well, that's fine. But I'm just saying.
Yeah, if it's at all possible, I'm for it. But like I said, it all depends. You can't force two creatures into a relationship. Everard stands there, looks up at the. Everard stands there, looks up in the sky. Well, you can't. But no, we're not. No.
He looks over at Groff. He's like, "You sure about that?"
Everard thinks
He just
back
shakes his
to
head.
all of his spells. Yeah, you can't.
Mm. Well, we can talk to Mr. Greens, and we can also talk to the Axe Beaks. Just to make
Metagame wise, in a weird, sick, and twisted way, I could easily charm two animals and force them to do that, but in a sick and twisted way, I don't want to.
Also, can the DM not have to roleplay animal husbandry as a personal request, please and thank yous?
No. Oh, Aaron wants you to narrate it, make noise, and
Yeah, you make the best noises, Lucas.
Your beak is looking mighty sharp tonight. Well, your feathers are looking rather ruffled.
Dispel animal magic. I dispel animal speak. I dispel.
Yeah. All you're just hearing, these horrible, terrible things.
Dispel it. I dispel it.
Look, as a kid who grew up with 13 birds at one point, I have seen my fair share of birds doing it. I don't want to think of how an axe beak will rub cloacas.
Really kind of funny.
All I'm thinking about is that very old YouTube video forever ago of it's supposed to be the Pokemon daycare trick that you can see through the window, and it's just a horrible, dumb animation of a Ditto and a Snorlax.
Oh God.
I always love the one picture where it's the Ditto smoking a cigarette and he's like, I can
Yeah,
be anything you
afterwards.
want, honey. It's like, who are you? I can be anything you want. You into mudkips? I heard you like mudkips.
Oh God, it's a whale lord and a skitty.
Oh no!
The worst part is they can actually breed in the Pokemon games. They're part of the same egg group.
That's upsetting. It's a Grimmsnarl and a Gardevoir.
Ugh. Okay, we're done with this conversation.
Yes. Off of the topic of Pokemon sex. Yes, you guys are able to bond with a little bit with your axe beaks. You can see Smith is this one that's like kind of staring him down. There was a moment, there was a little bit of a connection, but it's gonna take a little bit of work there. So with that, we'll say a little bit of time goes by as the door to the house connected to the stables opens up, and you see stepping out is Geisel and his wife and 2 sons. And he looks at all of you, says, well, we're ready. We're gonna head over to the North Look and have a drink before the event starts.
You mind if we join y'all?
No, please. I was gonna offer you. The more the merrier.
I'm gonna rub my axe beak on the head and tell you, if I don't see you tonight, I will see you in the morning.
It gives you like a more of like a stoic nod. The thing, Azure Gerard's is a little bit more like more up, more cheery, a little bit more chipper. Smith's old Smithy is more more stoic, more reserved, kind of that proud demeanor. Groff and Huey, there's just this similar calm, relaxed demeanor between the two of them. Wu, you notice that Dusk is a little bit more perceptive, kind of has its head on a swivel. Like the sound of the wind, it's kind of looking off to see if if it's something moving in its direction. So you imagine that this one has a little more heightened sense of awareness around it.
Gotcha.
All right, and so with that, you guys can head over to the North Look. As you're starting to head up into the center of town, where everything is, you can see that there is a small stage that has been set up here in the past few hours since you were in this area. You can see Devyzed and Sheriff Southwell. They're standing up by this platform. A small crowd is beginning to gather. Folks have, torches, and they have, lanterns and whatnot. They're kind of gathering around. You can see that there are some folks that are hanging out at some of the buildings that surround the central area, kind of, using some of the internal heats of the buildings to stay a little warm. And you can hear there's a fairly good commotion going on in the Northlook. There's some music being played in there. Lots of people are drinking and having fun and laughing. And you see the family that you guys are with, the Greens. They head inside. You guys see, like I said, there's a number of people in here. Scram Sacks, as well as 2 of his workers, are kind of, in a bit of a flurry, moving around, trying to get everyone covered. When he sees all of you coming in, he gives a wave over to Geisel and says, "Hey, good to see you, Mr. Greens. Ma'am," and gives a nod to his wife and gives a nod to his 2 sons, and then looks over at your lot, says, "Hey, there they are, the heroes of the Dale. How you doing today?" Oh, okay.
Wow, he was doing so bad, he just left.
Yeah, Tarot's just gone. Ravenchuck.
Okay.
Ravenchuck doesn't even make it there. He gets like picked up by a by like a some kind of flying creature. Welcome back, man.
You good, Tarek?
I think he got raptured.
I think so. You there, buddy?
Well, I'm
No.
gonna reply and be like, "We're not doing too bad for what is considered going on."
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
No.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm just
it
sitting
was.
here, and then everything just... Lucas just goes black, and then everything goes quiet. And I'm like, maybe you went AFK, and I just didn't know.
Okay. Oh,
And
you're
then,
back.
after, 10 seconds, I'm like, okay, never mind, no one's talking.
Right. We're gone. So yeah, you see him. He looks at you and he nods and says, "Yes. Well, they, it's it's the way things got to be. You know, last thing we want is for for Arl to be even more mad at us. Everybody pitches in, does what they can, and go from there, I guess. But see, you folks are wanting to imbibe a bit before the event.
You what now?
Drink."
Oh. Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, as for how we handle this on the nights of the lottery, all drinking is free for the hour before and after the drawing. So he goes behind the counter and grabs each one of you a flagon of ale.
He hands out the flagons to whoever's standing by in his group and looks at Gerard and says, "Are you old enough?"
Takes it. I was waiting for it because I know he
Yeah.
asks it every
Uh-huh.
time.
Me too. I was thinking whenever Tarot disconnected, I was thinking Ravenchuck got walking through town. I couldn't remember what the name was, but thinking of a Paraton just flying down, picking up Ravenchuck and flying off. The terrifying. Oh no! Wait, here it is. Yeah, the monstrous Paraton, the more formidable one. But yeah, so you guys are able to drink and enjoy for a bit, and as the clock moves ever closer to 8 o'clock, you hear a bell rung outside. And before we continue, I have to go use the bathroom. So I will be right back.
All right. So how's everybody else doing?
Good.
All right.
You?
Meh, that's another day.
Right back. I'm gonna grab a drink.
So what is everybody else thinking about breeding axe beaks?
I agree with you.
As in you would like to?
Yeah.
Like I said, on a personal level, I'm not going to use charm animals and force them to breed.
No. It would definitely be a, hey, what ones look like that they get
Would.
along together? And then you actually talk to them and be like, hey, would you breed with this one? And would you breed with this one?
I don't
If
even know if that makes it any better.
I...
It's like, okay, imagine I'm gonna throw this in an alternate perspective. That would be the equivalent of a dog seeing you and your crush and going, "Hey, will you fuck this?"
Any better than my dog actually watching.
What's your dog watching?
Jesus Christ!
Coitus. My dog has no personal boundaries.
Welcome to the D&D stream, everyone.
So what do y'all think about Markiplier making an OnlyFans?
Who do what now?
Wait, are you being serious right now?
Markiplier said he might be making an OnlyFans. And all the money he earns is gonna go towards charity.
Okay, I guess that's good. However, that's also terrifying.
But at the same time, everyone on Twitter is hating on him.
Which, like I said, makes sense, but also just no.
Just no.
I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm 100% against it because it's money towards charity, but however, no. No. There's still a very large percentage of me that's just saying no.
No. Okay.
It falls into the same point of forcing axe beaks to breed. No.
What?
What?
I heard somebody say something in the background.
Oh, it's probably me then. Yeah, it's me.
Nope, it's Lucas.
It is me.
Oh, I thought it was me.
No,
While
it
you were
was.
gone, we broke every Twitch TOS by discussing about forcing axe beaks to breed, and then we
God.
started talking about Markiplier's OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Dude, I would subscribe to that.
Well, you
He's a-
can because it's a real thing.
I know. He's a
He
handsome
said he
man.
will. And oh my god, don't look at Justin's
Jesus
picture.
Christ!
Oh my god. So many Lucases.
There's something wrong with that man.
He's your friend.
All right.
He made a triangle of Lucases.
It's the Council of Lucas.
Justin, can you continue making them so we can have a full pyramid of Lucas?
It feels like
like
Bohemian
that
Rhapsody
Flash
from
scene.
Queen.
Oh no!
Yes, there's more.
It feels like the Flash scene with the Harrison Wells.
I can only imagine Justin's computer right now is just screaming at like what the fuck he is doing. Just this constant copying of not only a video source, but a video source with background removal. I would ask Justin how much of a resource hog it is, but his mic is muted, and I don't think he can unmute it because it would probably crash his computer.
Probably. Unmute it. I dare you.
I can't unmute him. He's muted himself.
No,
I'm
he's
telling
telling
him to do
Justin
it.
to unmute it.
And no man can deny a double dog dare.
Oh no! Some of the Lucases are starting to become blurry and phase in and out of existence.
I know.
Bro, there's even like pictures of like mini Lucases too, if you look at it.
Oh my god.
Glitching so badly, and it's just showing multiple Lucases, including the small images of Lucas. When he leans
Yeah, it's like
close to the screen.
If I sit right here, it's
now endless Lucas.
Yeah.
oh, what a hell that would be. Non-stop Lucas.
I'm okay just dealing with the one.
Oh god!
Yeah.
Now they're
Demon
red.
Lucas. It's Demon Lucas.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh god, what is
Oh
going?
god.
What
my
is-
God.
I want to.
He's trying to. I think he's trying to map it to where if his face is in frame, it'll match around him. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh, no, he's
God,
doing a
no.
scroll effect. All right, Justin, are you okay for us to resume the game without these shenanigans? He can't even respond because he's so muted.
I don't think he knows how to turn it off now. We're in too deep.
Gone too deep into the matrix.
Wait,
Makes
what
the
happens
worst.
if you remove the city background? Will that be your new background of all the Lucases?
Oh please.
Yeah, that's a
He nodded his head
Discord
yes.
background.
He did nod his head yes, so
I think
he
was
came
just
into
nodding his
frame and
yes of
nodded his
approval of the sliding Lucases.
Or-
it could be either.
Every so often, there's like I just see like a white website appear behind a Lucas, and I don't know what it is.
Yep, he's good to go.
A white website appear behind me?
It was his
Yeah.
command. I think it was his command thing of how he
Oh,
did it
oh.
all.
Okay.
Because it wasn't really a website. It just looked like a open tab. So I think that was him, his program of causing chaos.
You
All right. So, you guys head out. You guys hear the bell ringing, and you head out. You see that the townsfolk are starting to gather. There are a lot of people that are starting to make their way up some of the city streets as they hear the bell. And you see Duvessa Shane what is that? Why are there smiley faces popping up on here?
Yo, my bad. I didn't know what that was doing.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is that?
My bad.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I got very confused. And you see she's standing up at this small podium that has been set up, and all the townsfolk have gathered around. There's a bit of a murmuring, and she looks out at everyone, says, "Good evening, everyone. As you know, tonight is the second night of the new moon. We discussed at the last holding of the lottery that we would always hold this event on the second day, should we have a new moon stretch across 2 evenings. So, why did you roll?"
Thinking about what I want to do,
Okay.
knowing that I could do it.
Groff ends up shooting the townmaster right there.
And she goes, as you all know, tonight is the drawing of the lottery, and you hear some you hear a bit of a clamor through the crowd, mixed emotions, but it is leaning more towards like a yeah, come on, let this be the one that ends the winter. And you can even hear a man standing not too far off from you, and he goes, "Hey, I don't know, maybe this one somebody important enough will be sacrificed, and maybe our will finally be appeased. Maybe if every town does this, and those small towns don't just do food and warmth bullshit. Everybody should be doing what we're doing. This is what's making a difference." And Devyzed looks around and she says, "As you all know," what's that?
Who said that?
Just a man.
Everyone did this? Oh.
Yeah, just a random man standing not too far off from you.
As he does that, I'm gonna just snort very loudly at him.
He kind of looks over at you and, "The fuck's your problem?"
Oh god, I don't know if I can say this on Twitch.
Say it.
Alright, so I'm gonna
I don't
say
have
this-
sponsors.
Okay, true. I'm gonna say this so my parents can't hear it. It's
Sure.
dumbass is like you.
No, that's fully allowed.
That's a...
Dumbass.
He goes, he looks over at you and kind of like shrugs his shoulders and goes, that was a fully formed sentence. He says,
Erard instantly starts just cheering like,
What? He just cut out for all of that.
I heard it. He was
That's
cheering.
the premise.
Yeah. He was cheering and shouting. And he looks over, like I said, this guy looks over at you and, like I said, he's like, "Fuck do you know?"
Oh, I know this will definitely end the winter. It's gonna save the Dale. Yeah, human sacrifices. Keep them coming.
Hear a couple of folks like, kind of like look back at you, this like raised eyebrows, but you hear a couple of folks, they're like, "Whatever we can do. We all know the sacrifices we need to make."
Yeah, sacrifice the town, the whole town. It will save the Dale. Kill them all.
Wow, he seems very convinced.
I want to separate from the group a little bit.
First dude, Lucas, I look at him, I go, "Yeah, but at least I got bigger balls than you, and my balls are the size of acorns."
I'd like to ask Gerard, what made you change your
Lucky.
mind? You were really against this earlier.
I think he just wants people to die.
looks at Groff and says, "Oh no, I'm still 100% against it, but if the whole town wants to do it, then sure, bring it on. Eliminate the whole town."
Ah, popular vote. Very democratic of you.
Actually, I'm a registered independent. Both sides suck. There's the lesser of two
So-
evils, but we're screwed.
You see, some of the folks kind of, split up away from your group a bit. Smith is even like kind of joining those people as they like shift away. But as this is going on, you see Devyzed, who's standing up at the front. She sees the commotion coming from Gerard, and you could see that she has like a "Are you really doing this?" kind of look to her.
Gerard looks her dead in the eyes and gives 2 thumbs up and goes, "I can't wait for the drawing."
And she
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna just do something stupid. I'm gonna just start giving a speech. I'm gonna hop
okay.
up on whoever's the tallest person or the tallest thing near me, and I'm gonna start giving a speech.
I become top of an
how-
actual random bystander.
What?
I don't.
We'll say you are getting up on top of Beef Chuck, who is kind of like raising you up a bit.
And I'm gonna give a speech about how all this is stupid and human sacrifices should not go on.
As you are giving this speech, you hear all of these like dissent. Shut the fuck up! God damn it! Every time there's always one of you. And you hear like like these boos and kind of jeers, and you hear a voice that goes, "Well, you know what? We can put you with them. We'll put you with them if you want, if you feel that strongly about it." And you hear as more voices are kind of building up. Tarrant, go ahead and roll me a performance check.
Oh, I was about to do something to make him shut up, but I'll do that instead.
Imagine we're now inciting a riot that's going to cause the lottery not to occur.
Gerard, you want to help me out here?
Gerard does not have proficiency with performance, so he can't help you.
Okay.
Yeah, all I'm doing is being an asshole, whether people believe me or not. Well,
so the townsfolk, you're trying to give this speech. There's a few eyes that are being paid to you. There are definitely a few people that are like minding what you're saying, but most of them have already turned their gaze. And it's at that you hear a bit of a pop come from the front. The crowd kind of hushes, and you see Sheriff Southwell up there. He has this thing in his hand that you can see. It almost looks like a little firework, and he's kind of popped it off, and he says, "Enough. Look, we're gonna do what we have to do. This is what we have agreed upon. This is what has been discussed. So, as much to our dismay, we're gonna do what we can to try and appease Arl. All right, folks."
As he says that, I bolt into the sky, and I go, "But you ain't gotta do it."
When you cast Firebolt up into the sky, you see the sheriff says, "Enough of that. Now look, I know folks have their problems with this." You hear a few murmurs through the crowd. Definitely nowhere near a majority. Says, "But this has been discussed. Not going to have this. We're going to do this civilly, as we have done for the past 14 months.
Gerard
Now.
raises his hand.
What?
I'm just saying, since it doesn't seem like the 18-year-olds are working out, why can't we just do babies?
Jesus Christ.
You hear this guy like near you go, "What the fuck is your problem, man?"
Hey, all lives are being sacrificed. Might as well.
No, fuck you, man. Maybe no, you're not even from around here. The fuck is your
Actually,
problem?
I'm just saying. I'm a very cultured man. I've traveled. Druids in most of the crap. What's that area around Neverwinter called? Like that whole continent, or is it just called Faerun?
I mean, the whole continent is called Faerun. If you're more talking about the specific coast of where like Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, Neverwinter, and Luskan are, that's the Sword Coast. Which this is like Icewind Dale is like just past the spine of the world, north of the Sword Coast.
All right. Throughout history, people have sacrificed up and down the Sword Coast, beyond the Sword Coast, all of that. For the same reasons you are, to appease a god. And some of them believe that, like, let's say, virgins are more valuable to sacrifice. Some say babies and children are. Some say animals. So, why does it matter what you sacrifice? And in the end, all it ever did with these people, because they evolved past it, I'm trying to formulate words here.
Basically, you're just calling them all idiots and uninvolved Prime.
Yes.
Roll me another performance check.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Rock it up in here, because it's the shit he would say.
Oh my god, it gets worse.
I rolled a 23 on my performance.
You see, like, you kind of had people's attention. They have just turned their heads, and it's like you hear one of them goes, "Come on, get on with it. At least let us know who it is so that we can deal with this."
Another firebolt. I ain't done speaking.
You see, Sheriff Southwell says, "Guards, bind him. I'm not going to have you doing this." You see, two dwarven guards, come up to you, Ravenchuck. As he's approaching the group, Groff, you recognize one of them as Ragrum Braunhold. And
that one.
Ragrum goes, "Oh, look, you don't want to be doing this. Don't make this harder on anybody else. You're just gonna piss the folks off. All right? Just settle down. I don't want to do this."
Is that to me?
No, he's saying this to Ravenchuck as he's like, gesturing for him to get down off of Beefchuck.
Let me finish what I'm saying, and then I will.
Look, lad. Nobody gives a shit.
Here.
Yeah, you're not gonna make a change tonight. I'm sorry to say it, boy. Nobody's listening to you anymore. You might get a few bleeding hearts here and there, but look, save your breath for tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
Tomorrow's another day. Tonight, this is going to happen. These folks are already dedicated to this.
Because they're unevolved and idiots and superstitial idiots at that.
You're right. I know that. Fuck it. I come from Waterdeep. I know what it's like. I know what it's like in more civilized lands. I get that. You're in the Dale, boy. This ain't this ain't Neverwinter. This ain't Baldur's Gate. Welcome to Icewind Dale.
Hey, even Helm's Deep is better than this, and they fight demons.
Look, they fight demons, all right? Like, if we want to register every horrid place on here, Gauntle Grim and, Grackle Stoog and all the places in the Underdark, they're sacrificing people every day just to get some, something to eat. There's worse places and there's better places. We're somewhere on the...
Cannibalism?
Yeah.
Well,
sure. He said that's called cannibalism. He says, look, it's a lot. He says, look, it's a scale. Icewind Dale is somewhere in there, and it's always going to be. But look, you're not making any friends right now. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want to be the one to have to knock you out and drag you away from here. And I don't want you to have to try and fight me over it. It's not worth either one of our blood.
Erard just kind of pats on Ravenchuck and goes, just let it happen, because we already know what's going to happen tonight and everything else. So just give it up. The people are idiots. They want to kill themselves. Let them kill themselves.
Fine, you're right. I just
I
shout.
just want noted.
Then I sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I'll say I'll do it, so no one else won't have to.
So
You hear
he tried that.
you hear a chuckle through the crowd whenever you say that, and they all turn their attention back up to the town speaker. And as you step down from Beef Chuck, Ragran puts his arm on your shoulder and says, "Look, come and find me after. We can discuss some things, but we're not going to discuss it here, boy. Right now, we just have to let things play out. Do you understand?"
Hold on real quick. How old do gnomes usually live?
Gnomes?
Yeah.
Gnomes can live.
I want to say close to 350, or if not longer, because of Sprocket.
Yeah, they live. I mean, they live a long time generally. 350, almost 500 years.
Oh. I look at the dwarf and go, I'm like 250, pal. Don't call me boy.
He chuckles, gives you a slap on the arm, and says, "Well, I can still call you a boy. 300 years old you're looking at."
God dang it.
And he says, "Look, like I said, we'll discuss this after, but for right now, let's just try and relax." And he holds a stubby, armored cloth thumb up to Sheriff Southwell. You see the sheriff nods and, "All right. So, as always, this bucket is the name of every registered citizen here of Bryn Shander. We'll call two names. As always, the first one is going to be the one drawing the name. So,
As that's happening, I'm gonna lean over to Erard and go, "Hey, you think you can like do that thing you were talking about earlier, summoning a fade demon or whatever?"
I mean, I can either make people frightened and or charmed, but it's not a guarantee. And like I said, at this point, it seems like it's going to happen one way or another. So we might as well just continue with our plan.
Zarathra Coldmight. Come on up. You see, as you guys are discussing this, you see a woman, older woman, dressed in cold weather clothing. She walks up and steps up onto the podium, looks around. You hear, some chatter amongst the crowd, and you see that the sheriff puts her name back into this bucket, closes it up with a lid, shakes it, and then takes the lid off. He goes, "All right, Zarathra, this is, remember, this is not on you. The responsibility of this is on the town of Bryn Shander. Go ahead and draw." Here there's a hush over the crowd. She draws in, fishes around for a moment, and then pulls out a slip of paper and looks down at it, and then hands it up to the sheriff. Sheriff goes, "Tundarn flows in green." And you hear there's a commotion through the crowd as the man who was kind of mouthing off to Ravenchuck when you guys first arrived in the crowd, you see that like a small circle kind of forms around him. The one who was kind of mouthing off, saying that it's bullshit that the other towns don't do human sacrifices, that
Soon as
they
I
do
realize that,
that
be
they
like-
do like food and warmth. You see, he's kind of like,
I looked
What?
at him as soon as I realized that. I was like, "Still want to sacrifice yourself, dummy?"
Elrond puts his arm around Ravenchuck and she goes, "Let's go, buddy. You said it. It's a piss poor job for the other towns for not doing it. Let's go."
Yeah.
you see, he's like, eyes are a little bit wide, and he's kind of looking around and goes, "Yeah, I said what I meant. I'll stand by that. If I'm the one chosen to keep this town safe for another month, then let it be. That is the will of the town." Here,
your life probably ain't even worth that long.
he like glances over at you, and you hear this. There's a little bit of applause. You can hear in corners and sectors of this crowd like crying, like joyous crying and everything. As you see families embracing each other, as you guys are standing near them, you hear the wife of Geisel Greens just like her, like she's like throwing herself at her family, like tears running down her face, as you can hear her just like
Is that the
bawling.
lady from the cloth store?
That is the lady, that is the wife of the guy that you guys got the axe beaks from.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the cloth dude.
No, the cloth guy was Braun Norez.
Oh, okay.
And you see that everyone, everyone's kind of like standing around, and they, a lot of them are now, you're noticing they're going up to Tundarn Frozen Gleam, and you can see a lot of them are like going up and like shaking his hand, like patting him on the back, and it's like, it's, I guess it's the fate of it's fate and chance there, pal. And you see Tundarn says, "That's it. I'm willing to make the sacrifice. I'm willing to abide." And you see, with the rest of them, they're going up, and you see like women going up. It's like, "Thank you so much. Oh, I have my son for another month." You see, families, shifting around. They're going up, and they're basically thanking this Tundarn.
And this every month. I thought it was like once a year thing.
No, this is a once a month thing. This is every new moon. So they're doing this every 30 days. That's why
You think
that's why
Elrond was so against it?
Yeah,
thought it
that's
was
why
once a
Duvessa
year.
Shane Duvessa Shane was like so impassioned by it, because she said that they've done this for 14 months. Because the Dale has only been like under the effects of the Frostmaiden for like a few short years. But this just started like, within the about a year, a little bit more than a year ago. And, but you see that some of the guards move up and, kind of collect around Tundarn. And, Sheriff Southwell and Townspeaker Shane come up, and she, you see that she goes up to Tundarn, says, "Well, Tundarn, as you know, it is a hard honor, but it is valuable to these people." And he looks and goes, I stand by. And he looks over at you, Ravenchuck, says, "I said what I said. I'm going to stand by my principles. We're going to do this. We're going to stop her."
At least you get some sense. You stand by your word.
Yeah. Trust me, I ain't
Maybe
no
a
coward.
stupid word, but
He chuckles. Says, yeah, well, might Might not live to see tomorrow, but I know I'll live with my pride intact. And see, the sheriff says, "Well, why don't you go ahead and say your goodbyes? Scram Sacks has a meal prepped for you. He'll put together whatever you want. Good final meal for you, bear pal. And we'll be coming to get you in a little bit, and then we'll start making the trek out." See, he nods. And Tundarn starts walking over to the North Look, where you can hear like kind of a celebration going on in there, and people are kind of welcoming him in as almost like a hero. So while this is going on, you see that the crowd disperses. Geisel and his family are still there with you guys, and Geisel looks over at the rest of you, says, "Well, we're gonna head back to the home. We got to we're gonna get the axe beaks ready for you guys tomorrow. We'll put some extra care. We'll get together some feed bags, depending on how far out you're planning on traveling. Devyzed said something about at least a good day's travel, so we'll be providing you with enough food and water to get them out there and back."
Thank you.
He nods, and they walk off. And as they're walking off, you see Gerard. You feel a hand kind of clasp onto your shoulder, and you turn around to see Braun Norris there, and he lets out a bit of a hearty chuckle and says, "Well, guess I'll be getting that cloak to you after all." You know.
Guess you will be.
I say quietly, and you would have done it anyways.
What was that?
Nothing.
All right, well, I'm going to go get a good night's sleep. I'm going to get working on that, so I'll see you when I see you in a couple days, I guess. I'll have that ready for you.
Gerard wants to look around to try and find, what was it, Rumjack?
Ragrum Braun.
Yeah, Ragrum, sorry. Because he said about... Cause
that was the dwarf. Okay, yes.
The dwarf. Okay.
The dwarf that said talk to him after.
Yeah, so basically the dwarf that approached you guys was this bulky gentleman. He was the one who was kind of like talking you down off of your soapbox, Gerard, or not Gerard, Ravenchuck.
My soapbox?
Yeah, I mean that's what it's called whenever you're standing up doing a speech.
Oh,
And Gerard was full on cheering about it. He was ready to start sacrificing babies.
I know. You guys see that he is making his way back up to, or sorry, not back up, down towards the southwest gate. As the crowd is kind of dispersing, he's like, all right, folks, go on back. It's all over. If you want to have a drink over at the North Look, be my guest. But just disperse from the town square, please. Hi, Bo. Hi, Bug. But yeah, you guys, Gerard, you do see him.
We'll walk over to him and say, where do you want to go for that drink that you went ahead and mentioned about once this was all done?
Ooh, pug. Dog.
What? My pug dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Bobo.
Pug dog?
There's multiple pugs in that house.
Yeah. See, there's a Bobo. He wears a diaper.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me three.
Bobo. It's a little Bobo.
Hey,
You want
Bobo.
the Cheetos in? You know what he wants? He's a greedy little boy that wants my tin of bones. I have white cheddar Cheetos in there. I'm gonna eat those
lucky.
after. That's my
Stop
snack after
selling them
game.
where I live.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You should go to a Walgreens because they have the big tins for like $5.
Big what now? That didn't start with a
Tins?
T. That did not start with
Tins?
a T.
Shut up.
That started with a.
Shut up. I made one of them into my garbage bag. But you see that he looks down towards the southwest gate and says, well, bring a flag and a veil, and I'll meet you down at the southwest gate. We can discuss some things. He looks over at Ravenchuck. He's like, I think you'll want to hear them.
Probably. Real quick, where did the sheriff say the sacrificing site was?
It is
Outside
about
the
2 miles.
southwest gate.
2 miles towards the southwest.
Okay.
So yeah, do you head up and grab a flag and a veil?
Do.
Keg.
All right, yeah. Like Scramsack said, it is free beer for the next the hour before and after.
I get
so you go up.
kegs.
You go up. You get a large. You get a decent sized keg of ale. And you guys. I'm assuming everybody's going with.
Yarp.
Yep.
Okay. So you guys start heading. Yeah, Smith.
Yes.
Okay. You guys start heading down towards the southwest gate. Once you get down there, it's like I said, it's only shortly after 8:00. But you see that the guardsmen there by the door. When you arrive, you don't see Ragrum, but they look at they look at your group, and the one who is a human wearing very thick winter clothing says, "Can we help you? You're not planning on leaving, are you?"
Wait, what?
No, we're waiting for Ragrum. He said that he was gonna talk to us for a little bit and whatnot, just to straighten out the commotion that occurred earlier.
He looks over and sees Ravenchuck and goes, "Oh, I see. The one who was almost arrested for shooting the fireballs."
Yeah,
It was a bolt.
yeah. We
Oh.
gotta we gotta talk to him and whatnot, and like civil things, and
Well, hey, you it's fine by
try to
me.
keep him out of prison.
No,
That's
fuck that
understandable. But hey, this ain't Dugan's hole. You can do is you can cast spells as you want, but make sure that they're aimed at the sky like you were doing.
Then I was almost about to get arrested for it.
Well, you were also making quite a scene, and you were riling up the crowd, and I believe that the sheriff was well within his rights to try and make sure that there was not a riot or some kind of stampede against you, because, trust me, it happened the one year, it was not pretty, and the one who was trying to stop, well, he took it a bit far. He ran up and grabbed the bucket, spilled everything around, and whole crowd went up and tied him up. He wasn't even the one who was sacrificed that night, but ostracized, kicked out of town, and don't even know what happened to him.
He probably lived.
It's possible. I mean, hey, we also live too. But yes, no, Ragrum.
Superstition.
When it's the only thing you got. But Ragrum, he went inside of the door chambers. He'll meet you in there, and he opens up the door for you guys to go in.
I look at him, I go, you don't need superstition. All you need is science and facts.
Science and facts. Okay. Yeah,
I'll
I'll
pick up a rock and I'd toss it up in the air lightly and let it fall. I was like, do you think Ariel let that rock fly back down?
No,
Oh, it's
I think you
science, it's
threw it.
gravity. Gravity
Sorry?
pulled it back down.
Either that, or if you're like my dwarven friend over here, you believe that Moradin's pull upon the earth and all earthly bodies just brings things back to the ground.
We're talking the same thing. Just different
Well,
names for it.
Yeah, sure, you might want to call it whatever your sciences are, but, the gods have their influences. Could be yours, could be mine. I mean, I followed my own faith. He, kind of, like, holds his shoulders up a little bit, as he's opening up the door.
Gerard goes in.
I also walk in.
As you guys move through this small corridor, you can see that this is where, like, the inner workings of the large door that opens up into Bryn Shander are kept. You can see the large wooden and stone gears and the assemblies in here, the chains that allow it to move. And as you follow this kind of cramped, narrow hallway, it eventually opens up into a bit of a wider hallway that you imagine is probably nestled within the walls themselves, as the walls are kind of like double thick oaken palisade. And at a point you see a room that is the door is open, and you can see Ragram in there, and he's sitting there with a few other dwarves. A few other guards, and you can see that Sheriff is in there as well. That Sheriff Southwell is in there with them. And when he sees all of you, Ragram says, "Hey, you made it. Did you bring the rum, or did you bring the ale?"
Well, I
Everard
don't know
will.
if we brought enough for you, but we brought enough for us.
Everard holds
we
up the
got
flagon and then
drink.
points at the keg.
Well, that'll be good. We got some of our own, but we needed it replenished. Well, you might want to shut that door. Got some talking to do.
Everard closes the door. He's sitting down, getting ready to be told that he's not welcomed in the second town of the Dale now.
So as you guys are stepping in there, there's a table in here. It's a decent size. There's enough for you all to sit down. Sheriff Southwell kind of gestures for you all to sit and goes, so let me guess. You folks are planning on keeping them safe for the... Yeah, well, I'm sure.
No. We would never do such a thing.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, you talked me over. I'm all for sacrificing. Just go for it.
Look. All right. You're behind closed doors. Feel free to speak as you want. But look, we both know it's bullshit. And, but look, you're right. These town folks, they're fucking idiots. All right. They're scared. They're terrified. But it's not as it seems. But if you're willing to help us, you can at least give somebody a fighting chance.
Hold on. You're the sheriff, right? People look up to you for guidance, correct?
Absolutely. No.
And why do you...
Let's amend that. They look up to me for guidance to keep the peace. Now you can continue.
Everard's sitting there and he's looking at them. Everard looks at them and goes, so whenever I made that mention near the town speaker of saying, why don't you just save the people and send them off somewhere? This is essentially it, isn't it?
You're not as dumb as you made yourself out to sound.
He's still just a kid.
Oh, by all means, I was just trying to make the people realize how stupid they sound.
Trust me, most of them don't care. It's the problem. What were you gonna say?
People still look.
Mhm.
People still look up to you for guidance. Maybe for protection and obeying the laws. They still look up to you for guidance.
Yeah,
If you're
they
supposed
do.
to be protecting people, then why are you
Mhm.
sacrificing them? That's not protecting.
Everard looks at
Look,
Ravenchuck and
you
goes, "I
haven't
think this is the part he's
you
trying to get to. Is
you
he's
haven't
protecting them?"
you haven't caught on to what your friend is getting at. You're still
Oh no,
still
I know what you're planning.
uh-huh. So
But I'm
what's your
talking about
point?
doing it out in the open.
Okay. So let me explain to you what happened to my deputy. All right. 9 months ago, I had this
Is that the dude who ran up onto the stage and threw the stuff everywhere?
nope. That was
Okay.
that was some that was just some idiot who
Oh,
well, he's riding the mind, but no, not him. See, I had a deputy. His name was Urgel Cag. He was a good kid, hard worker. His family was from around here. Good at fishing. Honestly, one of the best. Why he was spending most of his time here in Brinchander was beyond me. Should have been out Targos or over on one of the lakes making a living, but he chose the deputy life here. Well, when he was deputized once we had already started this, and he was vocal about it. You know, he's one of the many that was not too keen on the idea, but again, the majority won out. Well, he he decided one day when we were going to, have our lottery. Well, he was gonna change it, and he was the one up there holding the bucket, and he drew a name from it. Said, lottery winner is no one. Says we're not doing this anymore, and townsfolk didn't take too kind to that. There was a handful, maybe a good wise dozen that were, okay with that. Rest of the folks, they weren't too keen on the idea, so they rioted. We lost 3 guard that day, and well, Erdl, he was strung up. We all got tied down. Folks that were more vehement about this whole thing kept us down. They strung my boy up. They're in the center of town. Took his body out to the skirts and left them there. Never covered any part of his body. It was a bloody scene there, but you learned a valuable lesson that day. Dumb people in large numbers are more dangerous than smart people in small numbers. So, we decided that we were going to continue this charade. Let the big group of dumb people believe that the small group of smart people were doing what was right to them. And as you were out there almost causing a scene, I understood where you're coming from, but I didn't want to see what happened to Erdl happen to you today, because I feel like you got your head on the right. You got a good head on your shoulders. And I know that you have what it takes to help these towns. So, the plan is, and has been, we take them out to the rock. When we do, we have to deal with whatever comes through the night. After that, well, Tundarn will be sent south. He's got to leave the Dale, never to return. And getting that opportunity, that's where we have to make the choice. Maintain this image of what's going on, forcing somebody out of the towns one way or the other. And he kind of gives like a knowing, look. Says, sometimes the folks are dedicated to their cause, and I feel like Tundarn might be one of those. So, just have to be careful.
So you're against sacrificing him to kill him, but you're okay with destroying his entire life.
Again, I am all right allowing these people to continue going on believing what they believe, as long as it maintains the peace. The folks here have this opportunity. See, what we're going to do is we're going to gather all of Tundarn's supplies this evening while he's out celebrating. It's a reclamation crew. The town knows of this. We're going to go over, get everything that would be of value to him. We're going to have it ready for him out there for when the morning comes. At that point, well, he can make the choice. Go south or sacrifice himself. If most of the time it's a boring night. We just sit out there by that rock, explaining the options to whoever wins the lottery. And is it hard for those people to hear that they can never return to their families? Yes. But it's what we have to do to maintain the peace. Because trust me, I don't want to see what happened 9 months ago happen again.
So you do rig the lottery?
No, we do not. It's actually why we have two. That's why we have two drawings. The first one that I draw is to see who draws the name. This way, we don't have the situation like we had with Erdl. We don't want someone being like, well, the sheriff was the one who drew this person, or the sheriff's, they're gonna try this. They can hold those. They can hold the person accountable as they wish. If they choose not to draw from there, well, we'll draw someone who is willing to draw from the bucket. But once that name has been drawn and everyone is aware, then things progress on. But
the mayor told us earlier about how you already picked somebody out to be drawn. Didn't she?
No.
Like, out of character. I thought
No.
she said something about, like, yeah, we've heard that other towns have been rigging it, so we already picked somebody.
Yeah. He looks at you and he says, look, we do what we can to make sure it's as fair and even as possible. Fortunately, we have enough folk around here that if one of the guards has slipped a gold or two, it's the possibility of somebody's name getting taken out of it. Well, it happens. I can't say it's a good thing, but that's just the situation that we deal with. Not everybody's going to be as honest. I've heard the rumors of out in Targos. That one sounds more rigged than ours. East Haven, though, as far as I know, they have stronger beliefs out there about this whole thing. Then again, they also are, right on the edge of the tundra, so they're kind of, yeah.
Who started all of this? How did the sacrificing someone to get started?
Well, about
I think I heard I think I heard something about like a druid.
About a year and a half ago, a couple druids came through town, riling up the townsfolk about how we had all been dealing with the Dale and the state that it is for about a year or so, about 2 years.
Hears this
They
and
came in.
raises an eyebrow and goes, "Was one of their names Ravison? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. It's in my notes."
That was the right that was the right name. But he
Okay.
goes, I couldn't tell you.
Oh, because
mean-
we ran into a druid that claimed that they served the maiden herself, Aro, and all that stuff, and we killed her. Killed her dead.
Well, I mean, hey, kudos to you.
Druids.
What's that?
I said not Aros the druid.
No. We're talking about the druid. The druid is who served Aro.
You guys killed Ravison, who was a druid of Arl.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But he says, honestly, I don't know. Like I said, just 2 druids. I couldn't even give you a good description of them. But they came into town, claimed that they knew how to, stave away the chaos of everything that was going on to protect the town, and within a few weeks they got all the folks out here in 10 towns, raising, open arms about this and wanting to do this.
Saying is we just need to disguise some people as druids and say they work for Arl and say just sacrifice food.
Look, I'm saying you folks can do whatever you want. But until these townsfolk are convinced otherwise, the method of what we're doing is still going to be the way we do things. Now, my question for you is, are you willing to help us? Thank you, because as much as it would have pained me if you didn't, tonight probably would have been the first time in a while that we weren't going out there to keep them safe, because with what happened the other day with those folks that showed up out of nowhere, hell, we just don't have the manpower right now to send out a crew to make sure that Tundarn gets through the night. So if you're willing to do that for us.
Who is he talking about showing up out of the blue?
What do you mean?
Remember the town was raided and we...
The town was attacked a few days ago. The whole reason why it took you guys like 15 minutes to get into town. Okay. Because of that, they were hesitant to send guards out to protect Tundarn for the night. And he says, well, if you're willing to help, I'd appreciate that. As he looks at all of you waiting for an answer.
Everard says, I'm all for it. If it means saving the lives or some of the few lives that are wiser than some. Because either way, they weren't ever going to see their families again, whether it was in death or fleeing.
Well, Tundarn ain't got no connections up here. He's a bit of a loudmouth, but a good hunter at least. So if he heads down south, he'll find a way out.
I'm all for it.
I'm down.
He
to
nods
help out.
and looks at the rest of the group. Smith, Justin, Tarrant.
Where do we go?
Yeah,
Well, go ahead, Smith.
excuse me. I'll just nod.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Says, well, for right now, save your strength, because it's not a long journey out there tonight, but it's a long night, so we'll be you'll want to be resting up while you can, because he looks over at this mechanism he has. You guys recognize it as a clock, very rudimentary, like steam clock, and he says, "Got a few hours before midnight, and that's when we'll be taking him out. So you'll want to rest up while you can."
I start inspecting the craftsmanship of the clock.
Sure. So
See if I can think of any ways to improve the clock.
you realize that the layering of the gears that they have, you could take out about like 3 or 4 of them and still achieve the right effect, as long as you put a heavier counterweight on it, thus saving them a certain amount of brass in the assembly.
Could I do that?
Sure. We'll say that you can tinker during this time. So, go ahead. You guys will get a short rest this night or this evening, and this is where we're going to call it for the night, as we will pick up next session as you guys will be heading out with Tundarn to the sacrificial stone.
Real quick, is my Steel Defender at full health?
As far as I know.
Okay, because he was down at 21.
Well, let me see. So he has an amount of hit die equal to your level. So he would have 7 hit die, which are D8. So on a short rest, you can roll your hit die to regain hit points. So if you wanted to, you could roll, what's his maximum hit points?
41.
Okay. So yeah, and he's at what now? 26.
Yeah, 26.
So yeah, if you wanted to roll like, 4 or 5 of his D8s to try and get him up, because I know most of you are at full health because you guys didn't get in any trouble along the way.
That was an option.
Huh?
Is that an option?
Sometimes, whenever I feel like it. Yeah.
13
So 13 does not hit.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Jesus.
that, why don't you just click the button that is like click the D8 button like 4 or 5 times.
I did. That's how I got an 8. I did 3 D8s, and I rolled a 2, a 2, and a 4. This one. I
Oh
rolled a
wow,
2.
you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, he's
28
got.
hit.
You got 7 more. 28 would hit. Or you don't have 7 more. You have 4 more. 3 more.
Apparently, I'm gonna have to use them.
Sure. Better to have them and use them now. There you go.
There we
Got
go.
18. That'll bump them up. So yeah, like I said, go ahead and pop for a short rest. This is where we're gonna call the session for tonight. Those of you watching out on the stream, we got raided again. This is the second time I got raided, so thanks to Tankinos. Appreciate that. But you folks out there on Twitch, have a wonderful night. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
I can't see that.